Yeah, I think that's a very good point. And I actually just had a quick look at that stat that you kind of touched on, with Phelps maybe not playing as much this year as he feels like he maybe should have or has done. Good call. I checked it. We know Spirit haven't played absolutely everything in the scene, right? Donk has 150 maps in 2025. Phelps only has 92. 90. I usually expect players who grind a lot in this sort of tier to have triple digits, right? And Phelps doesn't. So let's see how it will go today. We are underway on Dust 2. We're straight out long, sort of a shoulder peek to catch Timo off guard. And now we're going to push the W key with the dualies on the corner, flash in on the angle. That's a goosh on Jota. 93 damage with those dualies. Cassin head down on Car. They're trying to bait him in. They're still not looking for that, but now they are. And he should get overrun. Does get overrun. There are still 2 more CTs on site. Lots of dualies spam. Somehow not connecting with much at all. But look at the health on Gaimin Gladiators now. 7 and 5 HP, 38 on Neckers. Still the trades go back and forth, and now it should go in the favour of Thomason. The main man's on the scene for Bestia, and he gets help from Buddha to finish it off.
Yeah, ultimately the difference maker there. Thomason is the injection of life that really pushes Bestia across the line, because before he gets in on the act, it's super back and forth. I mean, Gaimin Gladiators, despite the amount of resistance they run into, they still do a pretty good job of taking steps forward and eventually pressuring in towards that A bomb site. But as that CT, that cross smoke phase, they become exposed, and it's a lot more challenging at that point. So good work from Bestia to hold on, using the might of basically everybody there to aid them in winning that pistol. And Gaimin Gladiators now going to force back immediately after, despite the fact they don't get the bomb down. Upgraded pistols and a scout to work with, and they will find contact in lowers.
Oh, I really like this, though. That's a really great proactive play from Bestia. They know whether they've got Glocks or whether they've got a slight force buy. Sitting back and letting those Glocks go crazy can sometimes be the wrong move to make. So they go super aggressive in toward tunnels. They get a couple of kills. Kill on Neckers with that scout, but the Molotov from Cassin will chase him down in the end. The Lick of Flame removes him from the round as he tried to escape, tried to Scarpa. I think SHZ knows that Thomason has quicked him to the corner, but there's a jiggle. Good shot either way. And it's some damage, but with a full force, with the bomb nowhere to be seen, obviously, it's not as much as he would have wanted, and Timo will finish it off. So 3 players alive. It will be a full eco now, and they have a chance to get that 3-0 conversion.
The one thing I will say about Buddha, because I feel like it's quite easy to kind of bash on him because of his form at the end of his 9Z days. Probably, I think I'll just guess he had like a sub 0.9 rating at the end on 9Z. I know it was pretty bad. I think he found himself in crew, though. Remember, this guy's only 22 years old. Trav, he's got a 1.19 rating in his past 3 months. And I know, like I said, it's at a bit of a lower level of the game. But I feel like Buddha's just actually, maybe as his namesake might suggest, he's found himself, Trav. You know, he's found that Zen life now. He's clearly looking a lot more comfortable on the server. He's looking like a lot sharper of a player than what he has throughout the, previous years in his career. So I think we could see like an improvement in the firepower department from Buddha coming into this Bestia team.
Yeah, I hope we get to see that. I really do, because I think it's fair to say at the end of his 9Z stint, he was pretty heavily criticised for having pretty poor numbers. And
yeah,
probably
exactly.
Rightly so, as you said, as you touched on. So
100%.
Yeah,
I mean, I just looked at his numbers throughout his entire tenure with 9Z, 0.95 rating throughout the 3 odd years that or 2 odd years he was on the team. 3 years, yeah. So it's not difficult to improve, but I do think he's actually a better player, a better version of himself. Would have been the B anchor before. He's clearly the mid player here, which is quite interesting. We'll see if that changes going into the gun rounds, but I think Buddha, actually could be an enterprising pickup. I mean, arguably the most experienced player on Bestia all of a sudden.
It's very funny, that, isn't it? I mean, Noxay has been around for a very, very long time. I think that's very well publicised when the whole Austin Major debacle went down.
Sure.
How many years he's been really trying to make that final step in his career to truly get immortalised in the game with a sticker. But it's been a while since that. They had to move on. They have moved on, and now they have a chance to play for Pro League, which would be a really important berth for them. Any one result in the Pro League, for example, could really get them that VRS injection that they need to become relevant once again in the South American scene. This is a round where Gaimin Gladiators are actually all over them, though. He already got a couple of picks out along with Jota, and look at SHZ. He's pushed all the way through B. Good reaction. Buddha could have caught him there, but he was ahead of where he was expecting him, and that will be a 5v2.
Yeah, very well played round. Multiple layers here from Gaimin Gladiators as well, finding success out long, drawing the attention in that direction. Not getting caught off by Timo playing around that long smoke. Finally, one will fall, but it's all good. And off the back of that, it's not like the full focus was, okay, we got the entry kill long, let's just try and force our way out there and then go in towards A. They realized that, okay, we probably pulled the attention of the B player down into middle. Maybe I can lurk my way through here without contact. Nocte going to be in some trouble as well. Break on the smoke. Actually, good kill from him. And Casson gets one with the AWP. So Gaimin Gladiators kind of hemorrhaging here as they look for these exit kills. And maybe good to just cut their losses at this point. And it's exactly what they're going to do. Interestingly enough, although Jota is arguably the best player individually on Gaimin Gladiators, he's actually listed as the IGL on Liquipedia as well. So certainly an interesting prospect in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, I think people might look at Jota, right, being 27 now, looking back at his career. He has had a number of great chances to play at the sort of the top tier with MIBR and Imperial, most notably. If you look at they're just looking at it now, if you look at the teams he played, look at the players he played with on MIBR back when they used to play in North America as well, right? His last ever MIBR game, he played with likes of Henny, Exit, Bear Enazan. If you look at his Imperials tenure, his last ever game there, one of them against Apex, played obviously with the likes of Bolts, Henny, again, funnily enough, Phelps and Vinny. So he is reuniting with Phelps in a way, is Jota. So yeah, it didn't spend a massive amount of time on Imperial with Phelps necessarily, but had some good experience, had some good games with them. Played at Pro League, of course. That's the game I'm referring to when they were playing against Apex. And maybe that's what they thought could be a combination that could work out for them again.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how it kind of unfolds going forward in the longer term, in the longer run. I mean, obviously right now, their focus on trying to qualify for Pro League probably would be the end of their season, regardless, right, whether they qualify or not. So you want to make the most of these last couple of games, as we do hear some ticks in chat. Looks like Neckers is time.
Alive.
So,
yeah,
going to have to just reset the round. Thankfully, the calls come through in time before any damage is done, so we will be able to just run this one back.
Yeah, looks like it is a problem for Neckers.
I think BSD is the guy I know the least about on this Gaimin Gladiators roster, the name that I've seen least frequently. Obviously, like you've highlighted, Neckies, and I don't know if we're going with like SHZ or Shiz.
Yeah, Shiz is pretty easy, but there are so many three-letter nicknames in South America and Brazil in particular that I think it's quite easy to say SHZ as well. I don't know. But
what are you going to go with?
I'll stick with SHZ because we only actually have two in this entire server with him and BSD, so it's fine.
I'm just looking at BSD's, the past teams he's played for on HLTV, and he's got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is his 13th team he's played on in HLTV in the past, 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay, but more 4 years. And by far the biggest name for BSD. By far, as we do got our little mirrored HUD going again to just try and keep us guessing. Saw this the other day. Got fixed pretty quickly. There we go. So this is a huge opportunity for BSD in his career, right? He's been jumping around a lot within South America. Yeah. Played for orgs like, Case you'll recognize, Nitro as well, LP, XW7M, but nothing nearly as notable as Gaimin Gladiators. So it's an exciting step up in his career too.
Yeah, I think Case probably be the most well-known one there for sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's Casimiro's team, right?
I think
Case,
so.
Casa, maybe, if his name's Casimiro. But yeah, definitely his best opportunity, that's for sure. And this is probably the biggest game he's played in his career, I would guess, when he knows that Pro League is on the line. I haven't gone through all the details of that, so could be wrong. Noxus picked up the AWP, and he's taken Nickers out of the round very nicely, and Cassin's there to help out. Double AWP setup, still able to find Phelps too. That's a really nice pincer in middle. That's one thing that Gaimin Gladiators weren't expecting. Double AWP pushing short and lower. Don't see that all too often on D2.
Hell of a statement as well to do it here in this gun round after you've lost the previous round. Sometimes you've got a bit of a tendency to go into a shell, because you're like, okay, well, this next one's really important. We can't afford to lose this. Let's just hang back, wait for them to come to us. But Bestia fights on the front lines, and they reap some fantastic reward from that double AWP. Nocte, much like Fallen, will never turn down that opportunity to relive the golden days and pick up that second AWP occasionally. I love that support coming through from Casson out of lowers as well, because the 2 kills he gets are pretty difficult, especially the second frag. I was shocked he didn't get traded there. Now it's all on SHZ. Looks like he might try find a timing, but saving the AK, not an awful option either. He's got some money in the bank.
Yeah, he could... I mean, you can't really drop much, but it's annoying to save and split up the money somewhat. But for Bestia, it's a great statement, as you say. I'm very happy with that. I think that's a good sign to me, especially with their play they put into practice with the anti-force in round 2. They obviously weren't to know whether it was Tech 9s or Glocks. Timo there, that's a crazy bait. Really annoying for SHZ, but at least he doesn't go down after time.
Yeah, I know, true.
But yeah, the very clearly playing on the front foot, playing assertive with those SMGs in round 2 and with the AWPs here in round 5. Already getting the double AWP out very quickly, as you mentioned, getting Noxe on that secondary. It feels weird to call him a secondary when he's been a primary for most of his career, but he's taken the fallen route of going rifle in-game leader more often than not. And with Cassin in play. But yeah, that was a great maneuver to make.
And look at what that does to Gaimin Gladiators. It puts them in such an awkward position financially where it's like, well, I guess we just best reinvest. And also getting that kill on SHZ means that they're not going to have as much firepower as they would have had they saved the AK coming into this round. Chance for Bestia to go up 5-1 and then play the anti-eco afterwards. And they've got a pretty good idea of what's coming their way. There's a heavy lean in towards this B-bomb site. 2 guys on the site itself, 1 not far away.
Drops off of it. That noise will be heard by Thomason, most likely, considering the position he's in, very close to those B tunnels. You'll now hear the utility being thrown, so I might have to play anti, or at least get up on the boxes. Doesn't play anti in time, should get run over, doesn't get run over. And they're separated. Neckers went down very early, it allows Noxe to come into play. Thomason gets taken down, but the trades are good, and Noxe is hitting shots like the good old days. Finally, he's missed one, and now he's out of bullets on that AWP, maybe thinking it's a 10-bullet AWP. That's how long it's been, it feels like sometimes. But Timo will run him down, and that's 3 alive. Bestia in the ascendancy at the moment.
So funny, I was thinking the exact same thing, Bestie. Noxe with that AWP, rolling it back and thinking he might have had 10 bullets in the mag, but anyway, still gets the job done. That extra line of defense, Noxe being there, it's just such a good read from him, because in the previous gun round, he was short, he gets the opening kill. This time, he's leaning in towards B, it's exactly where the action's going down. He's able to find himself a couple kills to keep the situation under control. 5-1, fantastic start for Bestia, as Gaimin Gladiators left wanting a little bit, and this is their map pick as well.
Yeah, well, it may be their map pick. We do know that Bestia have been liking a bit of Dust 2 lately. They are enjoyers of it. Look at their recent stats on the map. They've won 8 out of 12, and sure, they get the odd loss in there. Losing to Shinden, Bounty Hunters. Again, it's Bounty Hunters was a bit messy, of course, considering they're playing with Lexi. Have to take that into consideration. But, yeah, overall, it's a map that they can somewhat rely on, and if they get the economy rolling early, like we've seen here, and get these double AWPs in play, it can be very dangerous. Casser's in trouble now, though. There's not really much support nearby, and he realises that. That's actually a good repositioning. Can he get away towards CT? He can. He's made exactly the right call there, considering the lack of support he had at the time. Looks like Neckers might try and run him down, though, with that Tech 9. Timo gets the first, though, and Thomason reacts, even though he's getting tagged down low from that Tech. Bruder then comes in late toward long to catch Jota. It's all down to Phelps. Good tap on one. Good kill on the second. It's okay damage. But again, I think Bestia are making good decisions here. They seem locked in.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, right? Giving up all the respect, able to get out of dodge there was Castlin, just concedes control of the bomb site, realizing that he's definitely going to die should he hang around. And then is able to contribute to the retake. Everything going according to plan. They won't mind all that much that they lost a couple players because they've got some money behind them. Still enough here in the bank to full buy in the next no matter what happens here. So pressure firmly on the team who have picked the map at this point. I wonder how important it was for Bestia to pick up another Argentinian player to keep the Argentinian core and flag of this team.
Yeah.
That was a prerequisite.
That almost, I mean, I thought that too, you know, because obviously when they played with Lexi, he was a Brazilian from their academy, and they had like the South American region flag
exactly.
on HLTV, which is not one you actually see too often on HLTV, because of the mix, of course, of Brazil, Uruguay with Timo and Argentina. Cassin, of course, is Brazilian too.
Missed shot there from Mr. Nocte. Oh my goodness, BSD and Thomason on opposite sides of the smoke grenade. Or Thomason's in said smoke, and he's going to play the fade. Yotta kind of had an idea, at least BSD will trade. Much needed kill coming through from the Orpa. Minute left on the clock now. Two players make their way forward through from long. And the Orpa, how does he join up with the action here?
Tried to go for the peak there. Yeah, dropping down to CT's what he did last time, but that time tried to take the shot on the corner of the side. Good crosshair placement. He knows where he's going to get peaked from on that headshot angle, but doesn't get the kill. And that gives SHZ and Nekiz a glimmer of hope here in a 2v3. Sure, Cassin really low, but Nox is going all the way around towards long. If SHZ stays out in the open for too much longer, he'll go down, and there we go. But Nekiz can clutch this. Very, very winnable, and now it's even more winnable. Noxy trying to get him out of the round, but no, he just drops into CT in time, and Noxy doesn't get into position quickly enough to stop him from doing so. And Gaimin Gladiators get a critical second round.
Yeah, much needed, right? And it was a very difficult round as well, with the way they go blow for blow back and forth throughout the round. I mean, they always felt like they were maybe one step ahead in the round, and eventually it does materialize, comes incredibly close. There's some good moves and good decision making from Nekiz as he drops from high to low. No longer a double open play for the CT side. Gaimin Gladiators win this. They go from 6-2 to 6-4.
If no one on BESTIA saves.
Yes.
Bank flash to deal with the close position, but a resmoke from Buddha will allow him to move forward and check that out. Needs to be careful of those spams coming through, though. Phelps has managed to get out on a good timing, as I said. Buddha was keeping a close eye on that. Now Nox is going to go looking for it, but Phelps was very, very ready. Thankfully, Buddha was there. They went for that one together.
Yeah. I like that setup there between the two of them to enable the trade at a minimum. Removing Phelps from the equation. Now the focus shifts one towards the same bomb site here for Gaimin Gladiators. Three players grouped up, fourth not far away. Simple exec here, Trav. Easy as it gets, really.
Oh, dropping into CT, though. That does catch Cassin off, but as you say, trade at least possible. Timo, though, standing tall. And he gets help from Thomason to finish it off. That was very, I guess, quicker cleanup than I thought it was going to be. Cassin got killed.
Those kills come in quick succession. He also just realizes that he can't really sit by idly and goose because he's going to get swung from CT, pushing up ramp, and he's going to get pressured up short as well. So he figures, might as well take matters into my own hands. The silencer aided him for a second there as well. Neki's probably didn't instantly realize where the fight was coming from. Enables Timo to get the multi. And that means Gaimin Gladiators straight back into eco territory. Just haven't been able to gain any traction here on this T side so far.
Yeah, it's been little bits and bobs, unfortunately, for Gaimin Gladiators. And again, with the money in an awkward position, when you got the loss bonus in the state it's in, you can get a Hero AK out, you can maybe get some Tech 9s and some armor, make these rounds dangerous, but yeah, Bestia, they'll feel very confident now with so many rounds on CT already, at least a 7-5 confirmed, but they'll be wanting a lot more than that. I think actually another important thing I want to touch on with Buddha, I will just double check this to make sure I'm absolutely right, but one of the things that kind of categorized 9Z's incredible run back, I think it was Dallas last year. I think he was still on the team then, if I remember correctly.
Would have been.
It was how good their D2 was.
Okay.
So I think it could improve Bestia's D2 more than it already is.
I mean, having a strong B anchor on this map is always going to go a super long way. And I guess he's maybe now a bit of like the link between middle and B, not the out-and-out B anchor with Thomason on the team. So, yeah, you're right. It's definitely just going to bolster this team's map here. Look at the confidence. Oh, my goodness. Timo running at them in the anti-eco just destroys them, and he'll even finish off the job. Neat little double dink to seal the deal. 8-2, Bestia in complete control. And they're looking to win this map in the first half from here.
Yeah, incredible. I did double check it, and yes, that was the event. Buddha was still on the team. They beat Mouse in a BO1. Upper semi-final, beat Liquid in 3 maps, then beat Vitality 2-0 in the upper final to go straight through to those semi-finals. And of course, met the written in the stars G2 with Stewie 2K standing in, obviously. So you weren't beating Stewie on his home turf, unfortunately, if you're 9Z in that event, that's for sure. Anyway,
yeah, that was. It went on a super deep run. Was it semis? You said
it was semis. Yes.
Yeah, I remember that actually. Watched that game. I think 9Z could have won that game against G2. They weren't far from winning it, if I remember correctly. Though it was like
13-11 map 1. So you're right.
Yeah, super close map at least. Anyway, here we go. Got to be a win here for Gaimin Gladiators, non-negotiable. 8-2 down there, map pick. Lose this one. I'm almost just like set to straight up write them off in the first half at that point.
Jump smoke in. Good pick for BSD though. He's been pretty silent so far in this game. Only 3rd kill with that AWP. 2 players in mid again, as you've been mentioning. Buddha acting as that sort of link on the rotation. Thomason playing close. Lots of noise being made in mid. Lots and lots of noise. And Buddha might try and pounce on a timing, then just not checking the corner. Uh-oh, trouble! Buddha whiffs his lines though. It could have been 2, it wasn't. It was only 1. Going to be a chance for Timo though, coming in from short. While all the commotion was going down, he is still here, and there's 2 CTs in CT as well.
Oh, Timo's got to respect the line. He is waiting for his opportunity to pounce, and he will be rewarded. Brilliant stuff. Thomason goes flying through that smoke grenade. Only knocks their left, and they're going to path away from him in towards the B bomb site. So good decisions being made. Good composure, I'd say, here from Gaimin Gladiators with the way that they're able to hold on. Nox has been legged. Jota will finish off the job. Easy as 8-3. Low health on a couple players, but Gaimin Gladiators will get it across the line.
Bit of ugly movement at the end of that round there from Nox there, trying to get an advanced angle or an elevated angle on top of the CT box to see the headshot angle outside B tunnels. But yeah, in the end, couldn't get it done. That doesn't matter though. Still 8-3, could still be 9-3. Unfortunately for BESTIA, you can't win them all, and they'll know that they should have won that one, technically, with how Buddha got himself into that position. Could have been a 2nd kill. I could have activated Timo for even more. In the end, it was only 1. So, yeah, that was a round-changing moment. Oh, are we breaking the smoke here? No, we're just going straight through it. Okay.
Oh.
Thomason's got a lot of work to do. They're team flashing them out, though, to be fair. Thomason's going to stand his ground. Hold on. Massive whiff from Buddha, but still gets his 1-for-1. It's fine. Now Nox is on the scene, but flies into window a bit too quickly. 2v2. Timo looking to use that smoke to lurk through it before they even get that bomb planted. He's pushing through into his own Molotov. That's unpredictable. Suddenly it's a 1v1. BSD has to win this one. Should take it. Does take it. Wild enter the half, and somehow Gaimin Gladiators scrape 4 rounds. But will that be enough? 8-4 probably could have been more for Bestia. They kind of flew into some fights there in the last couple of rounds of the half, maybe a little bit rashly, but Gaimin Gladiators won't be worried about that. They at least get themselves into this game.
I will put it down to one player, Mr. Buddha. I mean, think about both those sprays he had there. We could have gotten a multi, and he wasn't able to get as much as he needed from the last 2 rounds of the half, in my opinion. The one moment on the opposite side of mid doors and the other moment there in the B-bomb side. And it looks like I'm going to have even more time to talk about it, yeah, because we clearly aren't live in the pistol. Is it Neckies again is the question. Number 0. Nope, Neckies is going to be moving around, so that looks fine. No damage done. But yeah, I think
Maybe Thomason, he looks a bit laggy. I don't know.
I think Buddha should have gotten more out of both of those positions, and I think that they probably win both those rounds if he does multi in either of those situations or in both those situations. So was a little bit of a letdown, but Bestia will still be very happy with 8-4, right?
Yeah, it's a funny one, right? I mean, look at the KDs, 12 and 6. He has a great half. Like, you can't deny that he's been very impactful. But he'll probably think to himself, especially if this game starts to become close, oh no, it's actually kind of my fault. This game kind of wasn't already done and dusted, right? So, yeah, we'll have to see. It did look like it was Thomason who was struggling. We saw him walking around outside B tunnels there, kind of going back and forth. I think there was one moment where he switched to the third-person POV of whichever teammate was next to him, and we saw him look one way and then immediately switch the other, like he's having ping or connection issues. So I think he's okay now. We're going to unpause very soon, I hope. We have had the match medic, and the pistol round will get started once again. There we go. Utility is going to be available for Kassin. He's dropped a Molotov. Noxie's got the rest of the grenades with smoke, double flash, the normal amount of nades you probably need for a long play on Dust 2. It's important to mention that, of course, spawns can differ on Dust 2 as well. So, on the only maps in the pool that we have that now.
Yeah. Underway once again. Gaimin Gladiators looking to try and take a bit of a fight to Bestia with the way they poke through middle initially, and Phelps, oh, it's a brilliant second frag coming through from him. He's going to hold his ground here as well, eventually force backwards, support's coming through for him, and eventually he will be felled. Support hasn't arrived in time to immediately trade, but they're still going to commit forward at the back of the flashes anyway, and it's going to work out perfectly. That is all in from Gaimin Gladiators.
Very nice. Good goosh in toward middle. Unfortunately, Thomason, it's not like he's got the bomb. That is dropped all the way over down toward blue box on long, as you can see on the map. So he's got to do this one the hard way. And when I say the hard way, it's a very hard way. Does get gifted that one. There's the bomb. Being rested on very gently.
Surely no way back here. Yeah, you got to imagine that this is impossible for him.
Jump on his head. Goomba stomp him.
Hang on.
Doing it. Oh. No, we didn't see him. No, you saw him, Thomason. Open your eyes,
worse,
King.
Right? Then if he just doesn't check it all together and dies to the guys, like way worse when you actually could have gotten him off guard.
I know. Open your eyes, King. He was right there.
Yeah, and you can't blame 4x3 on that one, I'm afraid.
No, you can't. That could give Gaimin Gladiators
screen.
Exactly. And that could give Gaimin Gladiators a really good chance to make a comeback happen now. They've got another tech pause, so maybe those issues for BESTIA still aren't 100% confirmed yet. We do know that occasionally they can be having a few of those due to the servers they play on and stuff like that, and just where they are in the world, full stop. So hopefully that's something we can resolve. We don't know if it's them having the issues. We actually don't know at all yet. No info. So
yeah. It's always a deal, especially between Argentinian and Brazilian teams, trying to find balance on the server where everybody's happy and comfortable. I don't think this is necessarily down to a server connection, though. I think it's just an individual issue that we're going to be.
That's what I meant. Sorry, my bad. The player's connection to the servers to be more explanatory. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. 8-5 Gaimin Gladiators, like you say, much needed pistol round going their way as they draw within 3 once again, and should be able to make it a 2-round gap with this being an anti-eco.
Yeah, they got Phelped out on long.
First time in the map, feels like.
That is true. He's had a quiet game. As we touched on at the beginning of the series, right? I mean, Phelps is a legendary name. Unfortunately, in his case, not one of the names that was ever on a major winning roster from the LG SK days. He joined a bit too late to get a major under his belt, but he was part of a very, very, very good SK in 2017. That's what most people know him for. There'll be lots of CS2 fans, I feel like, who are maybe new to the game, could have come in during the start of CS2, or maybe even come in during COVID when the game was booming, of course, when everyone was playing at home in 2020. Maybe not necessarily would have known much about Phelps. He was kind of floating around in Tier 2, Tier 3 before he went back to Imperial back around that time in 2022. But yeah, if there are CS2 fans, I'm sure there'll be many of them who won't know about how good he was back in the day, how many trophies he won with the legendary SK roster back in 2017. Just going to have a look through them now. They're on his HLTV profile, obviously. We've got a Cologne in 17. We've got an ECS Season 3. I was in the arena to watch that one. That was a legendary game. Went to like 1 a.m. local time with loads of overtimes. DreamHack Open Summer 2017. IM Sydney 2017. And the CS Summit Spring 2017 as well. All 5 trophies he got with SK.
Soon we'll be calling that 10 years ago, Trav.
I know. I always say this to you, don't I?
It's crazy to think about, honestly.
Terrifying.
He's only played 20 maps in the past 3 months, though, guys, just to put it in perspective for everybody.
Yes.
He's only now kind of like bumbling about finding his footing again. Look at this from BESTIA. Okay.
Full investment.
Yeah, all in. Not could be in some trouble. And, oh my goodness, he does so much damage, but it's not fatal. Yotta will get out with 2 health. The nade misses the mark there. No, did Buddha not try and throw a nade onto Catwalk?
I'm not sure, but I'll tell you one thing. Jota was ducking out of the way, making absolutely sure he wasn't going to get caught by a bullet at least there. Head down, getting that player model obscured. But yeah, there's not many maps for Phelps. So you need to see him get warmed up into what is a very important game for the organisation and for this roster. Could have a chance in a grand final to play for Pro League. Should be something unexpected for some of these players, that's for sure. Okay, you've got utility out into a middle. Go ahead.
I was going to say it is interesting to see Gaimin Gladiators coming back. Of course, they bought the ecstatic team before, the Danish team, and now they're back. Different flavor with the Brazilian boys as they do look to try and push into the save bombs that do BESTIA, and they've actually done enough to at least force these players back and then get space for a plant, but surely nothing more, right? Like, they've got no positions to play with in the post plant. Should be easy pickings for the CT side, and it absolutely is.
Yeah, all good. Phelps will get the final frag, and the plant is the result. Not the ultimate goal they would have wanted, because they did fully invest. It's just a consolation there to get, as you can see, around 3k per player, to get a half buy into this round, and then a full buy into the round after. And, yeah, a chance for Gaimin Gladiators to do some more work with these MP9s. And yeah, I'm not going to beat around the bush, Matt, of course, obviously with Gaimin Gladiators. There have been some news about how the organisation is run, not just in CS, but in other esports as well. So...
Ota, cough.
It's good, yes, it's good to see a name back, but I do hope everything is running smoothly with this new pickup.
Yeah, on paper, it's exciting, it looks good. On paper, we're having a lot of technical issues, and I guess not only on paper, but in the server in practice as well.
Yeah.
It's...
It looked like Jota that time. I saw him moving around a bit laggily. That is not a word. I've created
well,
one.
We'll make it one. Yeah, it should be. It should be with Counter-Strike, honestly. Should popularize that one.
Chat, press 1 if you think laggily should be a word. Press 2 if you hate it. Press 3 if you think I should shut up. Now you're going to press 3, aren't you?
No, it's not an option. Don't do that. Not to Trav, guys. Not to Trav out of everybody. Yeah, BESTIA going to have to just half buy here. Chance for Gaimin Gladiators to draw within 1. They were 8-2 down at one point, and they could even have been 10-2 down in the half if Buddha had hit his shots a bit better. So it is a little bit concerning. It's a little bit concerning with the way that the game has been shaping up for BESTIA. They were in complete control at one point. Now it feels like it's just completely open-ended once again.
Oh, yeah, I think as I didn't really get a chance to talk about that as much in a way, like as we got toward the end of that half, but they were kind of flying into fights, and I know, like, you have to fly into fights over toward B like that sometimes, because you know, even if you let a 2v4 set up in an after plant, you can get caught by those still. Sure, it was a bit more of an even situation, more like a 2v2, 2v3 or something, but still, you can understand why they wanted to put pressure on, but it's still one that's a little bit concerning for BESTIA when it could have been a 10-2, now an 8-4, now all of a sudden it's a very close game. I believe because of the persistent issues we are having, we are switching server, so hopefully a quick break, and then we're back into our Dust2.
I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my I'll keep going till my I'll keep go till my feet become. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown.
We are back, and hopefully things have been smoothed out here because it's going to be a close game. We don't want any more interruptions. I see you guys in chat. Too many threes for my liking, but I did ask that of myself, didn't
You
I?
set yourself up.
In that
Yeah, you did, yeah. I always love that one, Trav. Unfortunately, either way, what we love to see is that the game is underway once again, and Timo has dropped a hero AK to Thomason coming into this eco, so certainly does open things up a bit more. See if we can put it to use here.
Well, we are going for a somewhat of a utility execute over toward B, but only a bit of a fake. It's the utility that's being used over toward the door. Somehow that's not a kill from Buddha. There's only one more bullet needed on BSD. There's a bit of a ruse to throw that utility over toward B, then pressure middle. and go out on that timing, but hasn't really worked whatsoever. Could be about to win another CT round here. Gaimin Gladiators with all 5 players alive. Only knocks it left. It's a good kill, but now he's all alone. Good quick trade from Nekiz. And this game, with the interruptions as well, Matt, the momentum is non-existent for either team. And I'm a little bit concerned for BESTIA. They kind of seem like they've gone back into their shell again.
Yeah, I think your concerns are well-founded. I mean, even a bit of a reluctance to trade there from Buddha. I mean, Thomason must have known he had done damage. I thought Buddha would have just instantly committed to the swing with the Deeg. Maybe the info came through a bit late, tries to scoop up the AK and take the jewel, but BSD just instantly hits the headshot, and now we go into the all-important gun round for BESTIA to just try and keep themselves in the lead. Timo has a Mac 10 here as well, so it's not ideal open play for BSD. This is where Gaimin Gladiators can put some real scoreboard pressure back onto BESTIA. If BESTIA lose this round, they'll feel a lot of pressure for the first time here on the map.
They're also feeling comfortable to make some of these assertive plays like Gaimin Gladiators straight out middle here. Jota probably feels like he might have to push that smoke while there's pressure from a teammate in window. And Jota, oh my goodness, okay. Finding Buddha as well is pretty crazy. And that makes the bomb very awkward to recover. Only Thomason and Timo in position. Phelps is still here on the close boxes, able to get his one. That should be enough. Thomason should get pre-fight. It's a right-eye peek for Phelps. Very nicely done. 3 alive. And again, didn't mind that call from BESTIA, actually. It was a bit more proactive. They were playing with assertiveness like they were earlier on CT side. But Gaimin Gladiators were more than equal to it.
Yeah, very good job just containing the round there. Never even got out of sorts. Keeping their composure when things start to get a bit chaotic. How much pressure was being applied there by Gaimin Gladiators as well, while BESTIA try and go through middle and towards that B bomb site. Just never given any space to maneuver. Constantly bullets coming through the smoke, players pushing through smokes, nades breaking smokes open. Just a lot going on there. BESTIA contained, and now they're going to have to eco, which means Gaimin Gladiators have got a great chance to get the lead. Would be a 7-round streak on their map pick as well. Looking pretty damn good right now.
Worrying. And as I said earlier, I kind of touched on it actually when I re-introed the beginning of the second half. Like, they'll be kind of kicking themselves. It probably should have been 10-2, but it's all shoulda, coulda, woulda. In CS, this is the only reality we're playing out right now. And they need to find a way to win rounds like these, actually, to get themselves back into contention in the half, it feels like, with their economy. Good resmoke from Phelps. Will he be able to hold on? Good flash. Lines up another, but somehow they've managed to hold on completely cleanly. I don't know how. Their money is booming now on the CT side.
How is Neki's not even killed Phelps there? I'm so shocked that it doesn't just get caught by a single stray bullet. The spray clearly completely under control. And BESTIA have tried so many times to breach into this B bomb site, whether it's by virtue of a split or just direct, and it's not working out for them. Running out of chances now as Gaimin Gladiators surge towards that finish line. Look at the money that they've got as well, a reflection of how successful these rounds have been for the CT side. They're just 4 rounds away from finishing off the job.
What a turnaround.
And also,
pretty upset.
I know the next map is BESTIA's map pick, with it being Overpass, but it's a map that Gaimin Gladiators picked a couple days ago against BESTIA, so they'll clearly back themselves on it.
Awful timing for Jota here, though. They're up elbow, and he just left as they rounded the corner. Nekiz a lot of pressure on him, but again, timing's actually going in their favor right now. It's a bit whiffy, and the nades will do a lot of damage to them. Phelps has no idea that Thomason's still in middle after killing Timo, but they're holding on again somehow. They're not taking advantage of the gap it felt like they had there, and Cassin gets destroyed. Once again, it's down to Thomason, and he cannot do it all by himself. BESTIA, this is very, very messy. This is not the Dust2 I've seen from you previously.
Yeah, all over the place, right? Tripping over each other. I mean, kind of getting a path onto the bomb site, but then just getting fragged by people who you should expect to be there. Like, Neki's pushing up ramp caught them completely off guard somehow, even though it looked like Cassin spotted him on short crossing across to ramp. So, not sure how he catches them off guard. It was very messy from Gaimin Gladiators as well, but in comparison with how Bestia was so messy, Gaimin Gladiators looked clean, and that's saying a lot because that round was far from clean for the CT side.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, I think Jota was the first one I was worried about because he fell away toward long, literally as two Bestia players rounded the corner on short. He didn't see that. They got into toward elbow very quickly, but of course then they start making noise. So that alerted Gaimin Gladiators to what was going on. And yeah, they managed to recover ever since then. Utility was very awkward, but they had just the manpower in position to deal with it. Bestia didn't put the pressure on as quickly as they could and maybe should have done once they got that control up toward elbow. A little bit too wary. And this is a far cry from what we saw from the Bestia of that opening stage of that first half on their CT side, where they're putting a lot of pressure, a lot of CT pinches.
Working really well as a unit as well, right? Compared to what we've seen.
Exactly. It's all disappeared, and Phelps is now back to the top fragger for his team. Exactly where you'd expect a name like that at this level. Okay, here we go. Cassin will get one. Now the site player struggling. And SHZ will get run down. All of a sudden, 5v3. It's always rounds like this that seem to go your way out of nowhere. I don't think Jota will be given much in toward pit. They are creeping up with these rifles now, but the bomb's just gone down. There's a Galil in position. It's another good shot from Timo. And that should relax things. Suddenly, Gaimin Gladiators have a chance to win this round. Neckers is looking a bit whiffy there as well. And as soon as Jota gets his own kill, he knows he has to scarper, but could be caught by the Techno of Thomasin. Good awareness. And that might be able to give him the AWP for free now.
Much needed round. That's going to inject so much life into the campaign here for Bestia. Just rally the troops once again. They get a huge reprieve by winning the eco. Like you say, things cascade out of control off the back of that first kill. Looks really clean with the one dig and just immediately felt like, okay, there's a good chance in the round here. The fact that the A anchor doesn't get a kill either just made it very difficult to recover at that point. And Timo's one dig was the hammer that put the nail in the wall there. The hammer that finished off the job. They draw within one once again, and if they win this round, then, well, not like they get themselves an anti-eco, but certainly a leveled up scoreline. Still a lot of work to be done here, a lot of ground to be made up for Bestia, even though it's a one-round gap.
Yeah, that's only kind of what we saw from Gaimin Gladiators, right? At one point when it was 7-2, it was only a flash in the pan. Then it became 8-2, then it became 8-4. With 2 rounds, they probably should have won. Can Gaimin Gladiators keep the pressure on? We've got Phelps on a secondary AWP here. Now, that's not something I remember too much back in his heyday.
Neither.
He was known to be an aggressive, talented rifler. And they moved on from I think it's from the FNX days, right? So, even in the Imperial, his time on Imperial, I don't remember him picking up the secondary too often. So, a bit of a change up maybe for Gaimin Gladiators here.
You just know he can do whatever he wants in this team. That's for sure.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. I mean, especially on Dust2 CT side, you feel a bit more free. That's for certain.
All right, well, what are Bestia cooking up, taking their time in the round? They've generally kind of struggled in the earlier rounds here where they've gotten picked off a bit more and then had to execute with a weaker base. Oh, SHZ gonna get flashed into long. No one playing anti. 3 players completely blinded up. He mops up 2 and gets out of dodge. I was gonna say, don't need to hang around here with the P2K. It's a brilliant return already. You want to lock in your profits.
So good. Look for information. Good catch on Thomasin. He was trying to work his way up on a timing, but now Cassin, he's scoping. He's about to get caught in the side if he's not careful. Could be from middle. It could be from long. He's got support of Noxe now, but 16 seconds, and can you really save on short? Gaimin Gladiators are going to be putting a lot of manpower, I feel like, in here to try and hunt these saving players. 9 seconds, Noxa. You're just dancing around in middle with nothing to do. And now Cassin is so stuck. He could go down after time here. They're going to be putting a lot of pressure on him. Oh, this freeze time is going to be so awkward. How does he get out of dodge? He does not. Sure, still 4k in the bank, but no chance for an AWP unless Timo drops it to him. That puts a lot of pressure on the money, and then 9-11 down.
Well, the 6 seconds in freeze time felt like 6 years for Casson, and that's a disastrous round for BESTIA to lose. I mean, this is the offset of the round. It's how it begins. BSD gets the support flash there to enable SHZ for those 2 kills, and then he sweeps back to hard clear that short position where he gets a kill as well to stop the round. Stunt any sort of fight back for BESTIA. We've got one last buy in the bank. Should they lose this, they'll be down 12-9, and it probably ended the map shortly afterwards. Only 2 rounds to show for this T side so far. Off the back of being up 8-2 at one point, they've only added 1 round to their tally since then. Map has completely disintegrated for BESTIA.
Unreal, yeah. I mean, as I said, thankfully Timo had some residual cash to drop the AWP over, so they've still got that on Cassin, and they have an okay buy. Don't understand why we don't have Thomasin on a rifle, on a Mac 10 instead, but hey-ho.
Hey-ho, what do we know? Gonna be a big exec in towards long coming through. SNG here by himself. BSD probably gonna dump some utility to try and aid him right now. He's trying to play the headshot angle. There's Timo. Brilliant kill coming through from him, and then leaping around the corner. He'll catch BSD as well out in the open. Should be round over.
Yeah, timing completely missed on that setup toward long there for Gaimin Gladiators. You could tell that BSD really wanted to flash for SHZ in pit. Sure, I'm sure SHZ was making a lot of comms saying what was going on. They're out long, can you flash for me? And then, of course, BSD is on ramp in a position to throw that flash, but it's too late. SHZ gets taken down, and then it leaves him completely exposed in that position on ramp when he's about to be swung by 4 players. If you get 1 there, it's a minor miracle. So that is something for BESTIA to work with. A little micro error from Gaimin Gladiators will snowball, and it keeps them within 1, only just.
Just scrolling on back through HLTV here, having a look, and yeah, my suspicions have been confirmed. Nocta's only gotten a single kill on this T side so far. I mean, I know that everybody's basically dropped off a cliff. I think Buddha came into the half with 12 frags. Casson not gotten many either. So yeah, BESTIA have disappeared, but they're still in the contest. There's still a chance here for them. Kept themselves in the game by winning that gun round pretty convincingly as well, so at least they're in a position where there's some residual money in the bank now should they lose a round.
Yeah, we're at the true business end now. Thankfully, I think for both teams are in that state, right? Where they should be able to get full buys going into toward the final 2 rounds of regulation if we have to play them.
Yeah, does feel that way.
2 or 3 rounds, I should say. Doing the classic thing where I'm adding the 2 to make it to 24, not adding the plus 1.
Yeah, haven't played the round yet. 1 step ahead. All right, well, here we go.
Oh,
Easy.
exactly.
Timing on the P card, not blinded by the flash, holds the line, gets a frag for free.
Exactly my thought. That's just a classic pick you'd get in your everyday Premier game. Nothing difficult about that. Phelps pushing forward, looking for more of it, and Buddha was not expecting it. That is what that secondary AWP on Phelps can bring you. Buddha completely caught off guard by the fact they're pushing tunnels with that AWP and a rifle with it. Now all they need to do is jiggle. Neck is arm seen, immediate resmoke. Full control in a 5v3. Jota's actually pushed up quite close. Bit awkward to play there, though, when you're in a 5v3. As you can see, the Cassin AWP is still in play, so we'll punish him. I wouldn't maybe advise playing there when you're in such an advantage. However, it's still okay for now.
Manageable. A lot of space down middle right now for the T side should they explore in that direction. Gaimin Gladiators playing the extremities, and as I said, that Neckies will sweep back. Almost about to hit that 30-second mark now. Yeah, are they going to try and burst into B? Necky's here still. Doesn't matter. Thomason is on one. Oh, Casson going to miss the no-scope, and the follow-up he's going to miss as well. So maybe now a chance in the 2v2 on the retake.
And they probably can go for it. Thing is, it's an AWP on a retake, and that's what's so painful. Look where Thomason's put himself as well. He's ahead of the game, ahead of the curve. Great play. It's all down to him, as it so often is. Noxie peeks from window as soon as Thomason goes swinging. That is the excellent team play that those two have had together for years on this team. And all of a sudden, BESTIA are back even at 11 all. I can't quite believe they managed to burst their way back in from a 3v5.
I know. I mean, Thomason, like you say, cometh the hour, cometh the man. He's delivered the goods again here for his team, getting the double entry without losing a player in the process. Brilliant work out of him, some sharp shooting. Especially on that second player, had to just counter-strafe to be able to take that fight on the fly, comes out on top. And after the full reinvestment for the CT side, they're not going to have much money left remaining. So it could be a world where BESTIA actually snatched the 13-11. And they themselves have also lost a couple counts of their round loss bonus. So game is very evenly poised right now.
Yeah, anyone's map, it still feels like. Gaming Gladiators will be so angry because they made such good moves early round there to gain that 5v3. Phelps, as I was touching on, that secondary AWP pushing into tunnels with a rifler, perfect play. Then had the sitemate, and I believe in Neckies, jiggling tunnel with the smoke to chuck it down whenever it was needed. And they felt so in control from there, but then Cassin managed to catch one on short, maybe a bit too far pushed up when it wasn't necessary. And that was the first piece of the puzzle, the first domino that was felled. And Thomason, as we've seen so many times, as you rightly pointed out, was the man to drag it back and drag it back into their favour. Unpause.
Nobody on 20 kills yet, surprisingly. 22 rounds deep into the game. We got everybody up to double digits, but nobody up to 20 frags. So it's like everybody's alive, everybody's shown up, but nobody's setting the server on fire on either side of the server.
Kind of is how, weirdly enough, it's kind of how this game's been played out as well, right? It's been kind of a little bit stop-start with the tech issues. Yeah. It's been very mid. But be as simple as that, it has been a mid game with D2, very obviously. Not both teams not playing at their full capacity.
How about that?
That could be a very important double kill from Buddha. He was great on CT, fallen off a little bit since then, of course, with the comeback from Gaimin Gladiators, but they've managed to wrestle long control. That's not something they've had too much of, I feel like, BESTIA, in this half.
How about that then? Yeah, brilliant double kill coming through from Buddha. Like you say, a rare moment as they're in control, a man up right now on this T side. And 2 of the 3 left remaining for the CTs have got AWPs.
Yeah, and you can tell with BSD that he's really wanting to play aggressive, play on the front foot, knowing that in a 3v4, you kind of need to go looking for info. You need to be taking that pick, especially when you're the AWPer. He's still keeping a very close eye on short, but with noise being made toward long, as they had that long control for so long, it's going to be awkward for him. He's on a very weird angle now. Should get a bit of a shadow advantage, but doesn't in the end, actually. And look at it from there. He's able to find Thomason really well. Problem is, Necki's got taken down by Buddha. In the meantime, it's a 3rd kill of the round for Buddha. 30 seconds as the bomb is now slowly tiptoeing its way up into the site itself. Cassin has full control of long. And as you touched on, it is the 2 AWPs remaining. BSD, I think, has been seen on the angle as well. Possibly an arm spotted. And they're playing this one so carefully to get this plant all well and good. And they will. And now the double AWP retake. How can you get anywhere near this? Look at where Phelps is. I think we're falling back to play for overtime.
Oh, I mean, I wonder if he has a rifle there. If they actually maybe attempted a bit more, he would have had more maneuverability. Might not have been as static throughout the earlier portion of the round there as well. So that does suck a little bit. But BESTIA going to get up to map point against all the odds. They were down, what, 11-8? Or it was 10-8, right? And then they won the eco, then 11-8, now up to 11 all, soon to be 12-11. What a game between these two teams. As close as it could possibly be. Big round out of Buddha. That double kill long to open up was really the difference maker.
Yeah, very simple again. And Bestia took it, as I was kind of saying, tiptoeing up toward that A-bomb site. They had enough time to do so, but they were so wary of an AWP being there, getting caught on the cross, the bomb perhaps being dropped. They traversed up into the site pretty well in the end. But, yeah, as we were saying as well, Gaimin Gladiators thankfully have a full buy available. Only fallback is a Neki's FAMAS. They still have that double AWP in play with that save. Can they somehow force OT? This game does read OT, I've got to say. Phelps taking a lot of damage though. So many nades coming into his position, and I think he got hit by one bullet as well. 3 HP, but gets away with a 5v4.
Yeah, great opening kill, despite the fact, like you say, it was being peppered down by the shrapnel, the utility barreling into his position. And now, ideal that he's got an AWP with him being as low as he is. Who's going to break the round back open for Bestia to give them a chance to finish off the job in regulation?
There we go. Not sure where Buddha actually nabbed that one. It was through the corner of a smoke. Could be catching Phelps in transition. Seeing the X on the minimap, it looks like it's backside on Dust2, so probably just a spam back through from tons.
Which is crazy. What a way to bring it into a 4v4. Now knocking on the door of a win here are Bestia. Gaimin Gladiators going to be hoping they keep that door closed, barred shut. No, we're going to hang around here on Dust2 for a little bit longer, fellas.
30 seconds.
Here we go. It's what they set themselves up for. Smoke into CT, extra player through tunnels, and just knocks it to come through middle.
Now 25, they kind of haven't gone at all. It will be a B play, but Nekiz is here. He's picked up that AWP from the body of his teammate, and he's hit a tag, but not a frag, and that could make things awkward. Buddha gets the entry and trades Jota. 3v2. 10 seconds for the plant, all good. They'll get it down, and it's an AWP on the retake again. SHZ with the M4. Kit available, but only one flash to burst back in. This feels entirely impossible when it's the B bomb site of Dust2. The setup is close tunnel. We've got one toward the plat as well, and Cassin watching the tunnel rotation. Doesn't need to worry about that at all. It's a very comfortable hold, and somehow Bestia have wrestled that T side back into their side, because that did not look possible. Gaimin Gladiators had such a great second half. Bestia went missing. They returned in the nick of time.
We say somehow, and I think the answer is a name. That name is Buddha, because he gets so many important kills towards the tail end of Dust2.
Probably still my favourite map to play at the moment. So, yeah, I played one earlier, went very well, made some people in the team very angry. So we always love that, don't we?
Mission successful.
But, yeah, I think, as always with Overpass, the discussion is who's going to get short control, how are they going to play their T side here, Bestia, because we all know this map does take very patient, long drawn out T sides very often to get any sort of map control at all, at least early round. The only fast plays you often see are towards short or first fast duels toward fountains. So let's see what we've got here. We are ready to get started. Gaimin Gladiators a map away from elimination. They need this win to stay in with a chance of that dream of ESL Pro League.
Absolutely. And they're looking to try and be active here in the CT side pistol round as well. That's a really good flashbang as they're going to combine through Monster and Short and completely eviscerate Bestia. Oh, Shiz isn't done just yet either. Clean couple kills coming through from him to finish off the job as Gaimin Gladiators open up in style.
Now that was brilliant. I mean, the flash timing there is not a flash timing you see all too often where they're walking through short pipe. As soon as the monster player, Thomason, gets put on notice, Noxie's there to help. He was there ready to swing with him, but neither of them could do so because that flash from Nekiz was so damn good. Really nice play, and that could set them up really well. Bestia again going for a force. Do you feel like it's viable on some maps? Not sure it's viable on this one as much, so they've got to have something good planned.
Yeah, obviously T-side overpass, there's a lot of long-range fights to be taken, so forced by a little bit less favorable in that regard.
Already a tag taken too. A TTT.
Tag taken too. Trav, dare I dream about that Bestia versus 9Z Grand Final? Sorry, Gaimin Gladiators. It's more just for the storyline and the narrative, especially if Luchov gets to play for 9Z. That would be such a spicy game.
I know. That's so exciting. If that's actually the grand final we get, there's just so many storylines there for sure, which makes it all the more spicy. That's a stunning tap from Noxy. Hang on. Okay, didn't peek from heaven. I thought the short player was going to push into the smoke and give him a chance. But still, good damage considering the situation he was in.
Yeah, very good effort from him. Some clean kills. Not the best timing to make the point that I did, but for anybody who doesn't know, because I don't think it's been officially announced yet that Luchov is joining 9Z, or has it? I mean, I think it's still just rumored at this point, right? He's definitely been announced that he's departing Bestia. Let's have a look at the roster on HLTV. Yeah, still no official word about the 4th and 5th player for 9Z, so we don't even know what roster they're going to play with in tomorrow's grand final, whether it would be with Luchov and Levi, Luchov and their new AWPer, maybe even Levi and Urbano. It's a complete unknown quantity going into tomorrow's game. I hope Luchov plays against Bestia for a spot at Pro League. Can you imagine, like, he clutches to finish off the series, 3-2, 5th map, denies his previous team, his brothers for so long, a spot at Pro League, like...
Might have to prepare some lines for that one. Low key, high key.
Could be worth it.
Jota does well there to deal with Thomason. On an anti-eco, when I played earlier today, usually I'm the guy that gets connected control when my teammates are taking B, right? To make sure no one gets flanked from door. So I molly and smoke it, and my smoke didn't go deep enough. And I swear to God, for a full 30 seconds, I was body blocking people in the smoke.
Just to try and stop them from coming through.
And I was completely lost in the source. I had no idea where I was, whether I was going through the door, whether there was a player in front of me. I got 3 kills in the end on the anti-eco, so we always take those. But
love that.
It's pretty awkward when you make that sort of play.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're basically acting as the door by the sound of things. Stopping them by pathing through, and you did your job then because they weren't able to crunch on your teammates. So
these days, Matt, I reached the point, being now 29 years of age, I'm no longer a star. I try to be, but I do a lot of the dirty work now, a lot of the entry work, a lot of the anchor sites. So I make.
Because you're finding your impact, you got to evolve.
I am.
That's what it's about. That's all that matters. Gun round afoot, first one of the map here. Bit of a tag onto Thomas, and look at how deep Phelps is. He's been spotted. He was trying to edge as far forward as possible, such that a player coming through playground might not sweep that deep. But Casson does good awareness, and that'll get them man advantage here.
Yeah, this is where it's important for Bestia. They have pitched into this map as a slight change up in the veto, not one they go to as a pick often at all. It's one that Gaimin Gladiators often do like to go to a pick and to play in general. Bestia seeing something in their previous match against them when they got that 11-1 CT side. As you mentioned earlier, I think it's a really good call, actually. Probably a thought of, well, they haven't seen our T side yet. Let's surprise them. But you've got to get 3 or 4 rounds to make that, to give yourself a chance to get your CT side up and running.
At a minimum, I'd say 4.
Exactly.
3 is like bedrock, but yeah,
yes,
they can make it happen. Going to be looking to try and exec into this B bomb site. 3 players currently in position for Bestia, so they're very well set up. Doesn't really matter that they're down by a man right now in terms of the initial defense.
Molly down, and that's going to separate them out a bit. This makes it very awkward. MP9's doing so much damage until Cassin finally steps up. 2v2, but very low HP. Nekis is going to eat that nade, but actually not for much damage. And even though he's blind, still on the fadeaway, able to find the kill. Noxe, the old captain, 1v2, not able to do anything. BSD holds on, and Bestia go into the blender, and it doesn't pay off.
Yeah, I mean, just hoping that maybe the defense would have shifted away from the B-bomb site and they'd be executing into at most 2 players, because the third certainly does make a difference there. So unfortunate for Casson, I think it was, that even though Neckers was completely blind, that he was still able to find the kill anyway. And despite the opening kill, Bestia come up empty-handed.
Jota with the opening again. And if they can keep control of the money, they're in a great position. Hang on, it's falling apart. I just say that, and they've actually made a burst happen toward B a little bit better until Phelps steps up. Really good work from Phelps again there to get 2 with the M4A4 from range. He's tapping away, he's bursting away, and all of a sudden it's all down to Timo. But it looks like they bursted in with the AK and their Tech 9. Now Timo is about to be swarmed, and there's no way out. 5-0. Guns will be coming out back again, but Gaimin Gladiators looking very strong.
Yeah, they are, especially with the defense on the B bomb site there. We've seen a couple players stand up and find a necessary multi to just keep control of the bomb site. This time it's Phelps. We've seen SHZ be that man as well. And it's a very convincing start for Gaimin Gladiators, and maybe BESTIA regretting their decision a little bit to pick Overpass, but it's still fairly early days, still enough time to make something of the half here and give themselves a fighting chance. If not in this gun round though, Trav, then maybe concern becomes panic? Nah, that's too far there, but not far from it.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be panicked yet, but no, to be fair, I don't think BESTIA are the kind of team to panic in general.
I mean, we saw that in the previous map, I guess.
Yeah, but I still think it's a worry more than panic. The anxiety will be going up.
Yeah, better way of putting it. And again, just looks like they're going to reduce it to a very simple approach in the round. 1 player into lowers. Rest of the team grouped up, looking to breach into the B bomb site. And Gaimin Gladiators are trying to get ahead here. They're trying to read into what BESTIA are going to do. They're thinking, okay, BESTIA haven't had much success over towards the B bomb site throughout the half so far. Surely this is the round where they're going to try something different, but no, back into B they go. BSD on the angle will be able to connect on the first. Some support util being deployed, but no room to work with. So it's all now on SHZ.
They're so stuck in toward water, it's never a favourable angle, and actually Buddha's not been telegraphed that he's already through around the barrels area, but it's a quick trade from Neckers. Nades will be coming in again. It's a disadvantageous situation for BESTIA, but it's an afterplant finally. They're going to try and swarm now. Bit of distraction, a little bit lazy on the distraction though. Will it matter? It might. Cassin 1v2. Jota dropping down, still wins the duel. Oh my goodness, 1 bullet from death. He actually timed the swing perfectly, did Cassin, to catch him on that drop, but it still doesn't pay off.
Very nice try, must be said, but again, it's a hold on coming through from Gaimin Gladiators. Spoken about how there's been good moments, big moments from individuals. This time it's the IGL Jota. The rotator coming through that last line will be enough to keep the round in control for Gaimin Gladiators. Bomb plant for the T side, multiple kills as well, so could even see them spend their money. Pause to discuss exactly that. Frustration could be setting in now for this T side with how many chances have gone amiss.
Oh, that's one that, again, one that's got away. You could argue maybe that's 2 of them now. One when they had a slight advantage with before their B execute, walking into a bit of a stack, and now that. Sure, it was always a 2v3, it was always a disadvantage, but Gaimin Gladiators didn't exactly play the retake perfectly. As I said, it was a little bit messy with the way they took some of those duels. The faking as such, the jiggle peeking into a CT to take the attention away maybe from the second player, kind of worked, but you did get taken down in the end from it. And it gave Cassin that chance. It's a big clutch to keep the clean sheet intact.
All right, well, I mean, again, that was the moment for BESTIA that they had to open up. Even with the setup in play for Gaimin Gladiators, they had 3 players on the A bomb site in that previous round. This time they've got 4 on B, super well padded over on the side of the map. Feels like BESTIA are going to be breaching into a brick wall, and they will be able to get a kill. Trades working out for them, but they're taking damage in the process, and there's still so much more where that came from. They continue to trade their way forward, but now there's a 4th player, and even a 5th that's arrived on the scene as well.
And even a 6th. Oh wait, it's only a 5v5 game. Keep on counting, baby.
Like it, man.
Exactly. I was about to say. I mean, for BESTIA, maybe it felt like 6. There's waves and waves of defense. They think they've traded their way in. They think they've got a chance for a plant. Maybe at least a smidgen of time. But no. 7-0.
and now probably an eco to follow. So Bestia's gamble of picking Overpass, the second most played map for Gaimin Gladiators, hasn't really worked out from them. But like I said earlier, I don't think that there were any like much better options in the veto for Bestia. Besides maybe Ancient was what I was thinking. But they'll obviously have that as a decider, which is guaranteed with them having won the first map. So not the end of the world if they do get the job done 2-1, but very good showing from Gaimin Gladiators here on Overpass so far. Maybe slightly kicking themselves that they didn't finish off the job on Dust and be in the driver's seat to get the job done 2-0 themselves.
Yeah, I think at the very beginning we were talking about the veto. We were kind of saying that that's a decent thing that Gaming Gladiators actually have in their wheelhouse in this veto, right? They permaban Mirage, actually kind of a rare permaban to have, I feel, in this sort of tier. And Bestia, it's one of their best maps. So, yeah, I think Gaming Gladiators had one terrible loss at Odic, 13-2, in this tournament about a month ago, and was like, okay, yeah, not going anywhere near that again.
Sure, fair enough.
But, yeah, here we go now. Looking to drag this map into a win for them and into a third map decider in the series. Good little setup here for BSD and Phelps. Phelps have been really, really good on those rotations coming in from heaven, tapping away with the M4A4. He's going to have to hold down the fort here a little bit more aggressively. They're not checking the corner, though. Flash is good. Trades are good. BSD holds on for one more. That could be so important. The P250 comes out and saves his bacon for another split second. He gets another kill. Plant will go down. Jonathan's found a gap, though. He's found a massive gap. Doesn't complete the kill, though. Oh, it's awful. And that could give a great chance for Bestie to find their first round, and it does. Buddha again is the man to find a critical kill and a multi-kill round for his team. Oh, Jota, head in hands, my friend.
Oh, he's going to be kicking himself. The cogs had turned. He saw what was going on. He had pieced it together in his mind, but he was one step ahead of even himself. He dinks the player, doesn't finish off the kill, then starts to panic. He goes down empty-handed, and Buddha does finish off the job to maximize the punishment there. 7-1, finally Bestia on the board by virtue of a half buy. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the first time they've actually ventured into the A bomb site, at least been able to set foot in A so far throughout this whole map.
Oh, man.
Which is crazy for a team that have picked the map.
Exactly right. Boost for Cassin to check toward heaven, I believe there. Not the old totem pole boost we used to see in T-Spawn. Phelps has got a very good position, an absolute freebie on Buddha. Looking for two. Oh, Phelps looks like a cutter barber in this one, doesn't he? Another really good twofer.
Doing his best fur impression.
True, I remember it was such a big deal when Phelps and Fur are on the same team. That was the dynamic duo to dream of back in the day, if you're a Brazilian CS fan. But yeah, that
BSD.
is must hit. Shadow advantage, good hit. And that means that it should be fine with the bomb under control. It's only a flash in the pan for Bestia. Only one round. And it wasn't exactly clean, was it? It took a massive whiff from Jota to actually get it over the line. I say a massive whiff. He did technically hit the shot, but just didn't finish his dinner, like you say. And Thomasine is not winning this on 5 HP.
No, I'm afraid not. Door's been closed in on him as well. Shiz, the jail warden. And now it might be cause for panic. Now it might be time to hit that big red panic button for Bestia. About to be down 8-1. Got some, but not much residual money. Thomason is guaranteed to die. And yeah, I think there's real cause for concern for Bestia all of a sudden because of how quickly this half has slipped away.
It could have still been a clean sheet, but for that. Another more good work from Phelps there, playing around Fountain to his heart's content, using that smoke brilliantly. Buddha unawares.
Well, let's see if Bestia can scrap 3 from this first half. Feels like a win here is a necessity if that is going to happen. Lots of space being offered up by the CT side this time round. Instead, they stake their claim in towards bathrooms and on the B-bomb side. First time we've seen a real default being played out by the T side here on there in the first half, should I say.
Patient map control from BESTIA. They know that's how it should be done on Overpass, but it hasn't really worked out too well. A boost will be a change up. Will SH then see it? He does not. Instant cut down. And Thomason will get that kill with the Galil. That does open more opportunities over toward B. B has not been successful for BESTIA so far in this game.
Not much has been.
I know, but still, have been impenetrable over toward that side. Phelps, yeah. Why are we jumping out? Why are we jumping out so lackadaisically? It's a 1-for-1 for Phelps only, but big damage on that second player of Buddha. They'll be charging up now. Already a close angle, though, for Noxy. And he gets himself one. Very messy on the second, but somehow recovers the Galil spray. That is not easy to do. Thankfully, the unexpectedness of his position got him away with those 2 kills. He's going to make it another as well, a 3K. What looked like it was a very messy start has a very clean end.
I mean, Noxa had it all in that round there and gets 3 kills to show for it. A much-needed round going BESTIA's way. Look at what that does to the finances here for Gaimin Gladiators, actually. If you win this for BESTIA, 8-4 ripe for the taking.
Another one.
I mean, yeah, it would be a fantastic turnaround for BESTIA, all things considered. Fighting tooth and nail right now to give themselves a bit of breathing room going into that second half where they know they've had great success against Gaimin Gladiators in recent times.
Yeah, and as you can see here, the setup for Gaimin Gladiators is a force buy in this round and the final round of the half, but this one's working very, very well. BSD 8 HP still unaccounted for. This smoke, he's playing it to perfection right now. I'll be able to get a kill in the side, even being so low, so naughty with that 5-7. And Cassin and Timo, I mean, they're completely lost in the sauce right now. Jota's waiting for Timo. They have no clue where any of these CTs have got to and how they have swarmed them so quickly.
And they're just going to be kicking themselves. I love the change-up. I love the setup here from Gaimin Gladiators, considering the weapons that they had to work with coming into the round. Just really good decisions being made, playing off of each other, the trades necessary. Jota being that difference maker with 3 great kills. And now Cassin left in a 1 versus 3. Oh, he's just going to get flanked out here by Phelps, who's already moving in the right direction. As soon as that smoke fades, Cassin becomes exposed. Round over.
Oh, he's got out towards short silently, but yeah, he's been checked. Oh, Cassin is going to check Phelps. It goes the other way. He's looking at a second kill, but it would need a crazy flick, and it's not going to happen. Too much noise being made. Orp recovered for SHZ. We see Jota with those 3 kills, making up for his previous error on a round that maybe they shouldn't have won. And now, just like we saw earlier, that didn't happen for BESTIA when that 8-4 half could have been a 10-2 on Dust2. Now maybe Gaimin Gladiators will go the other way and take a 10-2 for themselves.
That's surely got to be game over in the first half if they do hit double digits here. I mean, I know BESTIA got 11-1 last time on their CT side, but like you said before the map started, that's not replicable. And it's just going to be straight into the B-bomb side, simple and direct. Oh, how has that happened? That felt like it came at least a second after the kill was found. Timo costs Buddha his life and then can't make up for it. He goes down immediately afterwards, 3v3.
Util down, but Jota playing close. That bomb plant could be denied if he plays on top of the side. Good catch, falls back down, keeps himself alive. Bomb plant, oh my goodness, plucked out of thin air by VSD. No chance, no way in. 10-2. BESTIA have a long, long way back, but Gaimin Gladiators will be loving it. A chance for a third map decider. Let's see if they can grab it. We'll see you in a minute. Domination, perhaps the risk that Bestia have taken to pick into Overpass has backfired. They need another 11-1 CT half here to get this one done, and maybe a 10-2 to drag us into more rounds on this map, but it's not gone well.
Yeah, putting it lightly, it has not gone well at all here for Bestia so far. It's been a bit of a car crash on Overpass, their map pick. They had an 11-1 half last time against Gaimin Gladiators. They need that again to win this game in regulation. Good luck, mate. Not sure that's going to happen. Oh, and Yotta going to spot the feet. Oh. How on earth has he won that gunfight there? Nox is going to be kicking himself. It looks like the second half, my kickoff for the first half was picked up.
Yeah, to just be thinking, okay, well, if that's going to go well for you, if that's going to go your way, maybe we're not destined to win on this map. But last three T players are toward long, and they've been munched up. Timo holds on for 2. And yeah, that was not an easy one to hit at all. BSD is 13-4, very silently works his way up to a brilliant KD. Here's the bomb carrier, but he's been spotted. No chance at any clutch shenanigans there. Good hold from Cassin. And this is step number 1, complete.
Checks notes, still 10 more steps to be followed before they can afford to lose a round, basically. Long road back, but you're right, they have set the first step in the right direction by winning the pistol. I mean, surely there's no world in which Gaimin Gladiators lose the map from here. This is like, I can't fathom it. Especially because they would have watched the demo, right? They definitely would have watched the demo of the last time they played against Bestia when they lost 11-1, would have seen what went wrong and would have come up with some sort of solutions.
You'd think.
Surely.
Any economic damage here would be a nice thing to have if you are Gaimin Gladiators. Anything to halt the progress of Bestia early game. Make sure that they don't have a massive bank to break through to grind out these 3 T rounds. And without a pistol win, 3 T probably gun rounds, you have to do something crazy on a low buy round, obviously, is actually no mean feat on Overpass. So I think Bestia will be saying to themselves, look, we mentioned it time and again, it was 11-1 last time. Anything similar would be incredible. We know what went right last time. Let's stick with it. Let's hold our sights. Let's deal with it all that we know as we see fit. M4 can't be transferred over to Buddha in time, unfortunately.
I love how he was trying to spray it out of desperation, like spray control on the M4, because you have to shoot it all the way back towards Banana. But yeah, I guess the one good sign for Bestia is that Cassin is on point right now. He's the one guy who's been able to show up throughout the map, and he's going to be an indomitable force. Oh, indomitable. There we go. An indomitable force here on the CT side, especially with his AWP. We know what an important part of the defense that is. So him being in form already is a very good sign here for Bestia. But then you're going to need the rest of the riflers. You're going to need Thomason, Buddha, and Timo in particular to be able to come to the party, as we're clearly not live. We've gone the entirety of Overpass without any issues, but they were always guaranteed to rear their head sometime.
We've had more tech pauses in this entire series than Bestia have rounds on Overpass.
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully for them, not for much longer, but that stat does ring true right now. Any nerves here for Gaimin Gladiators, Trav?
I think there might be more than people and we realise. Because what's gone before, it's a really important game, probably the biggest game in the career of like BSD, for example. Maybe even SHZ as well, even though he's been around quite a while. Because they know that a win here, they get a shot. And all they want is a shot. It would be, so when you're in a part of a 4-team bracket, which is turned into a 3-team bracket, incidentally, with the pull-out of MIBR, you think to yourself, okay, all I want is one opportunity to get this Pro League spot. If we don't make the final, that would feel worse than I feel like not making the final at all and thinking like we didn't even play up to the standard we should. We shouldn't even get anywhere near. So they are going to want to put that right here, get into a third map, maybe get an unlikely win. 9Z are waiting and watching, I'm sure, right now with whatever roster they plan to play with. And will feel like on their current form, even if it is with a new team, they might be feeling a little bit better than what they've maybe witnessed so far today. It's been a bit of a mid-series so far.
Oh.
Nice shot, though.
Hell of a shot coming through from SHZ. Then at range, he'll spray down Buddha as well, who wants to try and affect the trade. This is not the way that Bestia would have been hoping to set the tone here in the first gun round. Accomplish the necessary step of winning the pistol, then converting. But they had to win this gun round as well for my money, and it's going to be very difficult to win it from here in the 5v3.
Yeah, how do you do it? You have a solo MP9 on short, and fair enough, that MP9 actually does kind of keep control of the entirety of the B-bomb side. But there's the info,
brilliant.
And that control's gone. And it's gone. Casson holding on for one more, but unlikely to get more than the one. Does not get more than the one. It's a triple kill from SHZ in the round. And Noxe, well, he's got nothing to do. Doesn't even know where best to go to save, because there's actually nowhere to go to save. He's stuck in between the B-lurk and the A-site plant.
And this is the problem when you're down 10-4. It is one big individual moment from the timo in complete control just wins in the round, right? Like, that was nothing particularly special. That wasn't about the game plan. Wasn't about anti-stratting. Not even particularly about Bestia making any mistakes. It was just one big moment from SHZ. Getting that opening kill and then finding the second frag onto the guy who tries to trade is just job done, round over. 11-4. Gaimin Gladiators 2 rounds away from sealing the fate of Overpass and then booking a date on Ancient. I just going back to the conversation about 9Z being in the final. 9Z haven't been this beatable in a while, whether they play with Luchov or not, right? Not like they would have had much time to practice with him. So it just, going back to the points again, feels like it's very open-ended here for these three teams to qualify for Pro League.
Yeah, open-ended is a good way of putting it. And maybe that does make the pressure a little bit higher, like you say. I think it's not even a wild statement. Sometimes I think people in the scene, including us, make too big a deal about pressure when it's an online game in particular. But in games like these, I think it's definitely a factor, without a doubt.
Absolutely. Heaps of it. At least for Bestia, they're able to afford a decent investment here, AWP included.
Good kill.
Yeah, and it's going to take the attention away from Noxe on the cross, who then will activate. He finds a frag as well. SHZ will still best Thomason in lowers again, and Noxe, I was going to say on the fadeaway, could be in some trouble down to 2 health, but he comes away with the kill.
Yeah, it's a big one from him. Any small step up from Noxe on the rifle as the in-game leader. Guy used to be the AWP in-game leader, of course. Big switch for him. His numbers are not good in that rifle in-game leader role. You don't expect them to be. He's often a sacrifice, but any impact frags like that will make a big deal. And now, he's the one searching. Why not? You're low anyway. You've already done a great job in the round. You may as well try and look to be naughty, and there we go. Absolute perfection from Noxe. He knows exactly what to do here. Finally, they'll get taken out of the round by SHZ, but his job is done, and it was a great job at that.
Yeah, very good effort. Round-winning play coming through from him, in fact. And that is going to be Bestia keeping themselves in the contest, but just literally no breathing room whatsoever anymore, at least as far as regulation is concerned. SHZ going to bunker down, carry the AK across into the following round. And then they'll probably buy up around it. No reason not to when you've got as many rounds to play with and some money left in the bank as well.
Counter-terrorists win.
I just refuse to count Bestia out of this. Just from what's gone before. These games are wild in South America.
I mean, I feel like that
seems
is
impossible,
fair.
but
yeah. Until we fast forward 10 minutes and it's 11:10. I mean, Gaimin Gladiators weren't able to close out Dust2. Obviously, didn't have nearly as much of a runway to get the job done there than they do here. But they did struggle once they hit round 11 on the previous map. And they're going to be hoping that doesn't then creep into Overpass as well.
Oh my god. Someone bleached my eyes.
We've had a couple of those moments throughout the series so far, I'm afraid.
It's making me wonder if, like, all the tech pauses we've seen, if they're, like, still having on and off ping or issues or something, because they're not usually that messy. They're really not. Some of those look like my Premier game earlier.
Yeah, no, we've definitely noticed a few moments that make you grimace a little bit, putting it politely. Quite a bit of damage done, but nothing fatal yet here in the round. Oh, Thomason going to be out in the open. Yeah, just too easy for Neckies and co.
Yeah, and Cassin is playing a long way back in bank. So when he gets one kill, if he even gets one kill, he might be smoked off because there's one smoke left on Jota. Annoying sound cue for BSD to make in Bathroom. Has drawn some rotations in, but SHZ is in a very good position with the Mac 10. It should be a kill on Buddha. It could even be more. Oh, Timo doesn't have a helmet. That's disgusting. They can now take the bomb all the way back to B. There is one player still here. Noxie is waiting. And Cassin's actually rotated in as well. There's a lurk coming in behind them over toward A. But if they go too early here, 17 seconds, there's not much time to get this pinch sorted out. Cassin will get the kill. Should get a bomb plot on A. Thankfully, they do figure that out. But it is a weird one because they were kind of... BSC was almost alone somewhat toward A for a little bit. They were kind of going A. They were kind of going B. But I think they've made the right decision, as you can see.
Yeah, they've gotten there eventually. Good read, like the extra fake being thrown into the mix there. They got the manpower to just make sure that they do pull any defenders away from their desired bomb site. And now Cassin's got to fight just to try and keep his AWP alive here. It just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. And not far from connecting through the wall, but actually comes off worse for where that bomb explosion will finish it off if Neckies doesn't, which he does. 12-5. Again, big moments from individuals, SHZ and Neckies as well. Combining for all 5 frags. Gaimin Gladiators now have 7 chances to finish off Overpass. And now, Trav is probably confident enough to call it, surely, right? Like, at this point, it has to be.
Yeah. I mentioned SHZ as well. I mean, like, it's very good and cool to see him having a really impactful and important game here, because we've kind of not really talked about him a lot throughout this entire series. He's in the same conversation as a player like Jota, who has played in some big events. He's played with MIBR. He's played in some big organizations like Imperial, Tempo Storm, and Luminosity back in the day, back in 2016 when he first started being a professional. He's been around the block.
How old is he? What, like 27 at this point?
Correct. He's been around the block. So the fact that he's still having big impact here in a very important game is great to see.
Absolutely it is. Especially in such important games. Got to imagine this is a big opportunity for him to really make something of the later stages of his career. Oh, Thomason, that looks so awkward and uncomfortable. Way less comfortable than you're used to seeing out of a player of Thomason's caliber.
Oh, he's more dead than a dead thing. There we go. Confirmed. Noise made on short. SHZ, no, there's more than one more player there. Great little bit of a peek through the door. He is bossing Overpass, that's for sure. Noxie may have got one with a scout, but this one is done. He's going to be caught. What a map from Gaimin Gladiators. The BESTIA pick of Overpass backfires. They try and change something up. It did not work at all.
Yeah, it was the early stage of the map where BESTIA just fell way too far behind. You got to think about all those executes into the B-bomb site, how close a bunch of them came, but how they're just never able to finish any of them off. Eventually, they win a round at, what, like 7-0. They win their first round, 8-0, somewhere there or thereabouts, but just so many unsuccessful execs into the B-bomb site.
For some of these other players, like I mentioned, like SHZ and like Jota and BSD in particular, this is one that if it gets away from them, they'll be wondering, when are we ever going to get a chance to be this close to an international LAN outside of South America again?
It's a really good question because it's not going to happen this year. That's for sure with it drawing to the end of the season. So you'd have to look to 2026 at that point. Let's see what's going to happen into the action we go here on Ancients. Shiz, you don't have a gun. Oh, Trav, he's got his knife out. He hasn't realized yet. When does he clock it? He's now setting himself up for utility. He's going to throw his smoke, and that's going to be too late for him to go back,
Oh, no.
I guess, or maybe he's going to have to just play that later lurk. And I still don't think he's realized only now will the penny drop, and he's like, oh, yeah, I don't have a gun.
Another way to start the third map. He's going to have to go back. He's now disconnected from the rest of the play, but they say not to cancel. They'll go in anyway. He might not even be required, and there we go. Necker's big entry. Now, with SHZ having picked up that Glock, he can be a late lurk in middle. Neckers has found Buddha. Tap needs to be hit if a Thomas said. He knows where Phelps is coming from, though. This could still go awry. They're getting swarmed on the retake. Timo with 2. All of a sudden, it's down to SHZ, who finally gets his hands on a weapon, but will he be able to do anything with it? Flash doesn't do too much. There isn't a kit in play right now for Noxy, Thomasin, or Timo, but look at the presence being shown by Timo. He gets 1 kill with that Glock, but the defuse is coming in. That looked like it was going to be in full control for the T side, but the A bomb side of Ancient is so retakeable. Timo with a sick quad kill.
Yeah, fantastic effort coming through from him. Can you imagine, though, if SHZ's lurk actually ends up winning in the round because he was forced to go back and pick up the pistol, which then changed up his role in the round and turned him into that later flank through middle? That would have been poetically tragic for Bestia, but poetically incredible for Gaimin Gladiators. Great awareness there from Thomason to catch the player phasing through the smoke, and then Timo does the rest. Gaimin Gladiators will find a bomb plant in the pistol round. They lose, and in fact, we've now had all 3 opening pistol rounds go the way of the CT side to set things in motion in the series. And neither team has been able to win the second round after losing that first pistol. So let's see if Gaimin Gladiators can break that mold. Wait, Phelps, how have you not realized that he was just spraying all his bullets? Should have clocked his in the corner. Wasn't able to, goes down. It's all on Yotta. We'll find a frag back, 1v2.
Bomb dropped front donut, and he's going to get past a crossfire to get anywhere near it. Big swing available here, though, and there we go. It's given to him. Noxay actually let him go. All of a sudden, I think Jotto might have complete control of this 1v1.
He's heard the steps as well. He knows that Nox has gone back through middle. Nox is going to just try and pop himself through the smoke with a smoke, but Yotta's come around on the other side. There's no kitcher for Nox at either time of the essence. Yotta's got this one in the palm of his hands.
He's playing it very safe, though. It actually might give Noxay a glimmer of hope, but he has no idea where he's got to, and that is the freest 1v2 you'll ever see. How have they let him take 2 1v1s? Huge for Gaimin Gladiators. Quad kill again. We've had 2 in the game. We played 2 rounds.
Yeah, crazy coming down to the clutch there as well. Fantastic work from Yotta. Lots of kills going back and forth in middle, but he will be the cool, calm, and composed cucumber to finish off the job, and now force buy back from Bestia. And the game is alive.
I can't quite believe it. How he's able to power that one through. I thought for sure the Red Room player in Noxay would be able to cover his teammate a little bit longer, be able to jiggle for info, but they let him creep through. It's a creep that is a successful one. Now, forced by in return. Nox has pulled out a Nova. You've seen this from him a couple of times before, and actually does decent work with it. But on a map like Ancient, where on earth did you put it? And Donut is the answer on this occasion.
Yeah, and heavily stacking in towards this B bomb site. I'm surprised they've replenished the smoke. I thought they would have wanted to encourage the T side to try push forward. BSD will. Frag found. That might keep them keen on this B side, especially with this flank out of Phelps. My goodness, he is in a fantastic position and gonna have to do quite a lot of work because he's losing his teammates in the process, but he'll double down.
This does somewhat allow a plant. That smoke up toward Cave as well. They decide to go through it on a timing. Nox has got no bullets left, though. Has to go to the USP, and Neck is all drag it over the line. In the end, it's easier than you think, considering he had full health, considering where Noxy was too. Many factors that go the way of Gaimin Gladiators, and now a full eco likely for Bestia. Oh my goodness. It's turned on its head all over again. Great call by Bestia overall. I think they did make the right choices in that round. But bested by the play, bested by the execute.
Yeah, Phelps was the main man of that round. What an important play coming through from him with that flank and then the multi-kill to match. Nekis finishes off the job, and Bestia going to have to eco.
I think we're going to see a lot of this in this game, you know, with what's on the line for both these two teams. I mean, Bestia, have they ever played in the ESL Pro League? I don't think they have, right?
Thinking about that earlier. I'm pretty sure that they have played, I think it was season 21 or season 20.
I'll double check. I'll go look right now.
Go on and have a look, yeah. Good time too with it just being a full eco here for Bestia. No upgraded pistols, which makes for an easy cleanup out of the T side. All 5 players survive. It's going to be a good boost for their finances. And remember, we know that Bestia are very good on this map, but they also didn't even show up on Overpass, to be fair. So we are a little bit concerned about where the team's mental is at off the back of that crushing defeat on Overpass, now coming into that third and final map.
Okay, I'm not sure. I don't think I'm going crazy here. I'm looking at their team on Liquipedia. I don't think they've ever played an S-tier event. Yeah. They've never played an S-tier event. They played the America's RMR for Blast Paris Major. They played the American RMR for Shanghai. They played the Thunder Pick World Championship. That, I think, was the online stage only of that one in 2024.
It was.
And they played DreamHack Atlanta 2023, where they lost to Monty, which I think that when they a tournament where they had to play with 2 stand-ins, I'm pretty sure, if memory serves me correctly. So that's insane. And that's also insane from BSD to grab their headshot on Nuxie. Things are going their way at the moment. Phelps on 1 HP, surviving there. It didn't look likely. Thomason trying to clutch in a 1v3, and it's winnable with the health, but not the fact that he doesn't have a defuse kit. Phelps has crept through. Good reaction. And has a glimmer of hope. Fake footsteps over toward the long position. But it doesn't lure either of BSD or SHZ into the open. Why would it?
No kit though, so time is of the essence and just nothing being offered up by either of these players. Very good positions being taken up by them. BSD playing behind the pillar. Thomason doesn't expect him there, and it will be an easy execution for BSD. And I love that option from Gaimin Gladiators coming into a first gun round, because they know that Bestia are feeling the pressure, not just because of the fact that they're down 3-1 here on the decider, but also because of the way that they lost on Overpass, like I was saying. So they're feeling their pressure, their backs are against the walls, and they just go for the straight up brute force approach into the B bomb site, and it works the trick. Certainly going to give Bestia something to worry about going forward, as Gaimin Gladiators start to build themselves into a very strong position here early on the decider.
I'm still actually kind of in shock that Bestia have never played an S-tier event. I'm still looking at it like, wait, I'm clicking the tier changer that switches it from qualifier to B tier to A tier.
I've looked on HLTV
right
as well, and I don't see any, so I think you're all right.
Yeah, it's just incredible, because you think of the big events they have played, like the RMRs, obviously they're A tier, the small lands and the decent sized lands are also A tier, in terms of like sort of tier 1.5 lands they played, like ESL Challenger in person and Thunder Pick, where they didn't make the land stage of it. So yeah, insane, absolutely insane. They are going into a bit of a crossfire here though, Gaimin Gladiators. They do need to be careful. I think they're going to be all right.
Looks like it, unless Timo's Deagle can do the damage, not going to happen. Nice swing there from Phelps. Yeah, it looks like Bestia have played at 11 LAN tournaments throughout the org's tenure.
Yeah.
Phelps has 8 trophies at LAN tournaments.
Well, skill diff. Skill issue, question mark?
Just to put it in perspective for everybody. And again, he's the only player on the server who has a LAN trophy, you would imagine, at least for a big LAN event. Not some Mickey Mouse regional LAN.
Yeah. Let's see what their first place is.
Starting to get a bit concerning here for Bestia. It's probably why they've called for the pause. And like I keep highlighting, it's not just because they're down 5-1 on the decider, but it's also because of the way they lost on Overpass 13-4, their map pick. So you got to imagine that their mental was a little bit shot off the back of that display, and that they're going to be shuddered, a bit shook by what's happened here on Ancient so far.
Yeah, shuddering indeed. That's a good word. I forgot about that one. So just looking at it now, because I'm still really interested by this, honestly. I mean, obviously I looked at it before the game, but I didn't really pay attention to this exact stat. They've only won 2 LANs ever, even in South America, Bestia. They won one in 2023, Fire League Argentina. There's some only Argentinian teams in that particular tournament. And they also won the AGS Cup this year. And winning that this year was only their second ever tournament victory. And it was a BO5 final where they actually beat 9Z, by the way, 3-2. So pretty big for them to get that second trophy, especially against 9Z, who they might be playing tomorrow. At this rate, they might not.
And this is the all-important gun run I was kind of looking towards and thinking, okay, it's just a bad start for now, but bad starts can be recovered. Lose this round, and it's more than just a bad start. BSD. Baddie, more like. What a great round coming through from him on the double. Cassin has no chance. He's going to have to save. That's 6-1. Gaimin Gladiators with 6 rounds on the bounce are now in complete control.
God damn. I'm here talking about whether this is going to be Bestia's first ever STIA tournament and just slightly baffled that they haven't played one yet. And honestly, current track, I think that wait might be going on a little bit longer. This is a great T-half from Gaimin Gladiators so far. Cassin struggling to keep hold of his M4 as well. And Jota doing a good job of just locking him in place. Being unpredictable. Could be baiting in BSD for a big lurk flank 2 and the mid player in SHZ. He gets the headshot. Oh, they've gone missing. They have gone missing at the worst possible time.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying it's not just Sharon Ancient. They've been missing since Dust2, really. And they even went missing on Dust2 at a portion as well, right? Because they were up 8-2. They were making light work of Gaimin Gladiators. Couple blunders, left the door open, 8-4, became, what, 11-8, 11-9? Where they eventually just strung a couple rounds together to finish off the job. But ever since then, we haven't seen the Bestia we've come to know and love. And in particular, Trav, we haven't seen the Thomason we've come to know and expect in recent times either throughout the entirety of the series.
I know, he won one big round for his team on Dust2, right? When he entered the B-bomb site. Ever since then, he's kind of done nothing. And that's not, as you say, the Thomason we know and love.
0.95 across the previous 2 maps, 4 for 7 here.
Worrying.
Cider.
Incredibly worrying. Exactly when they needed him, he's gone AWOL.
Yeah, and we're talking about a guy with a 1.21 rating in the past 3 months, arguably in the form of his career. Big problem.
Again,
Back
half
Lexi.
by. I know. He actually looked really good on Ancient, didn't he? But look, I mean, I can give them the benefit of the doubt, but you have to look at this 2 ways, right? You can say, okay, teething troubles with Buddha for now, but Gaimin Gladiators, they're not using that excuse with Phelps, are they? Like, they're looking in great stead right now.
Exactly. Kind of levels out the playing field in that regard and cancels out the excuse for both teams.
This is winnable, though, this round now.
I mean,
Again,
one
Noxie's
half
got
by to
his...
get going on Overpass, if you remember, in the first half.
Correct. Again, Noxie's got his trusty Nova, but already a D hit by Cassin.
Cassin was the only guy who was convincing on Overpass. When Timo got a quad kill here on the pistol, he's got 1 frag since then. So just like you're saying, perfect way to describe it, they've just gone missing. And they've been missing for a while. Can they show up here in this round? Gaimin Gladiators taking their time, dispersing themselves across the map, waiting to see if there's any further plays made by the CT side they can try and punish. But Bestia bunker down and wait for the game to come to them.
It might be time for the Noxe Nova to step up. There's one long player, but Thomason can't help him anymore. That's why Cassin's pushing forward. There's a Nova. Headshot close range. Oh my goodness, Noxe knows what he's doing. The Nova is basically a sniper rifle. Use it instead of the AWP.
Well, that is certainly a reprieve, a big let off for Bestia, and they keep 4 of the 5 alive. So that's going to be a very healthy boost to their finances. 4 AK scooped up in the process.
Wow.
That has to be the spark that ignites their campaign, Trav. That's got to be the moment where things turn around here for Bestia.
it can't be any other time other than now. I mean, 2-6 behind, third map decider. You get 2 big Nova kills. A specialist weapon for Noxair, apparently, with how he manages to get those headshots at long range. It can get surprisingly long-range frags, the Nova, but I need to deliver and deliver quickly on the following round too. Phelps gets a quick trade on Cassin, but as Buddha got his kill as well, Thomasin is managing to push forward further though, and that will get that trade on Phelps eventually. It recovers a 4v3. Buddha and Jota now in a standoff around Jaguar. B is not open, but it might be their best shot if they go now.
And it does look like they're going to look to try and pounce here. Smoke long, smoke short. Buddha maybe wants to get ahead of it. He's been spotted out and actually will be able to double down. Brilliant work from him. Man advantage persists and Nox has been able to skirt on through the smoke and actually surprisingly decides to spam through the wall. Thomason's in the smoke and Yotta's gone past him. Oh, Thomason hasn't realized at all. Yotta's been able to thread the needle. Of course, Yotta wouldn't know this either. As Thomason starts to maybe consider it, the timing again. Did Thomason spot him? It doesn't look like it. Wait, maybe yes. Now, Noxa confirms it, right? With the way that he immediately starts to rotate.
Okay, saw a pixel. It was enough. Maybe they saw the pixel of him and then looked at the map and saw the bomb appear on the radar. That could again be a factor. But Jota can win this. He can win this. And this would be an absolute heartbreak for Bestia after they won their previous round the way they did. How has Jota managed to pass this one through that smoke? Incredible timing. And now a 1v1. Knocks in no kit, making a lot of noise. Now Jota knows what's up. Smoke on the bomb coming in, but a 10-second defuse, surely not possible. We're trying to hold it behind the box. He has got somewhat of a decent angle. He's out bullets on the AK.
Oh,
no. No. Okay, he had to get off of it because the knife was coming out. Fair enough.
I mean, did he? I don't really think it's worth it because you're guaranteed to lose the round. Does he stick it there? Does he have enough time even if he does stick it?
I think if just by a quick glance at the top of the screen that I had, I think there was quite a lot of time left on that defuse. I think there was more like at least a second and a half, maybe 2 seconds. I think it may have either exploded or he would have died anyway. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I
Could be
think
wrong.
so as well, but for me it's futile to get off the defuse in those instances.
That valid.
I just want to like pray to Mother Mary and hope for the best and continue to stick it. Oh my goodness, okay, well Thomason is lucky to be alive right now, some sort of a guardian angel protecting him. Maybe it was just a flashbang, I don't know. Leave it up to you to decide. What I do know is Bestia have to win this round.
Yeah, I think your point is totally valid, by the way. I think he was going to die anyway, whatever he does. So at least try and give it a go and stick it. I'll rewatch it on stream when the delay catches up and confirm my findings, see if my glance was accurate or not. Bomb going down over toward the A-bomb site again. Bestia not able to hold them at bay. They've got a 5v5 retake to try and make work now. This one is not easy, but they kind of are in weird positions, our Gaimin Gladiators. This is not a good afterplant, and they're being munched up, as they so should. Didn't feel like they were set up properly at all there, just standing around the site aimlessly. Jota is not winning this one, I can assure you that. Defuse in front of his face on this occasion. 5 players alive, critical for the possibility of a 7-5 half.
And nobody going to die at the end of the round either. Like you say, 7-5 ripe for the taking. I say ripe, it's going to be a difficult battle with there still being a full buy coming into play here for Gaimin Gladiators. The problem with that is they just don't have any post-plant positions to play with. They had to fight for either Temple or Donut. Because something Bestia do very well there is how quickly they actually get things going on the retake. They don't take 10 or 15 seconds before they start to venture in towards the site, just immediately pedal to metal as soon as the bomb's been planted. So Gaimin Gladiators had no time to try and set themselves up accordingly, think about how they wanted to maybe try and get control of Temple or Donut. Fights were just forced on them and they crumbled.
Yeah, the way I described it was kind of like criticizing, oh my goodness, Timo. Oh my goodness, Timo, you've actually let 2 teammates go down, including yourself.
Yikes.
Because of that, that should have been a nailed down man advantage, at least. And now, the last 3 Gaimin Gladiators players are pushing in toward B, and Cassin's been taken down. How does this happen? It can still turn around, though. This big flank from Thomasin is very quick, and it's a clean tap. Utility available, incendiary through, but Jota takes no prisoners whatsoever. Quad kill looking for all 5. Noxie again in a clutch. He's been spotted out, tagged up, perfect crossfire. There's no way in. Surely there's no way in. Oh my goodness, he's actually gone down for free. But there's the trade from SHZ. 8-3. That should have never happened.
Well, a calamity. Like you say, he should have been the player who died ages ago to Timo. Timo not able to find the frag, and Yotta punishes in the most brutal fashion possible. Quad kill coming through from him. I just couldn't believe how he continued to get kills after that, as well the 3rd, and then even the 4th frag. He was so close to the ace as well.
Incredible.
Disaster of the highest order for Bestia. No matter what happens, best case scenario, 4-8 for them going into the second half. And Phelps, well, just offers himself up on a bit of a silver platter. Good tussle for middle out of Bestia.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Somewhat resorting to A here, Gaming Gladiators. They're exchanging fire with the Molotovs and the Incendiaries. We're trying to bait SHZ into a lurk, but I don't think that's going to be happening. There's a good entry, but it could be the only entry. 1v4 he is. And we've got a chance. Big transfer, but out of bullets, and I even clicks his change hand bind by accident there. That was funny how quickly he went to left-handed in the middle of that transfer. Good try, but no more. It's Gaming Gladiators out of nowhere, it feels like, in control. 8-4 on the half. Crazy half in many ways. BESTIA need to put the madness behind them and recover after the break.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of 8 at Beijing, man, ain't know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll Lex account of Blueface. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brothers since 6th grade. G-Wagon red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, acting like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on the better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. What's a life without sacrifice?
I have one question, Matt. What do BESTIA have left in the tank?
Well, I guess we're going to get a second half here on Ancient to find out. There has to be a lot, Trav, including a pistol round win to try to keep themselves afloat.
Yeah, I'm concerned for them after all the rounds that went down in that first half, all the manic situations. It's a bad look, and they'll know that so many of those rounds are misplayed. Could have been a lot different. Good nade from Nekiz, but doesn't realise Thomason is so close, so he'll get overrun. But SHZ is still there, pinning them in the corner behind the box in toward Cave. He's getting some support coming in soon as well. BST 3 taps in position at the right time. Phelps has lurked in as well. It all collapses again.
Yeah, it looked pretty tough. I mean, Gaimin Gladiators had a good stack. They had a good read with their lean in towards that B bomb site. So there were boots on the ground for them. BESTIA just try and part their way through Cave into B, but are never really able to get out into the bomb site itself. Shiz was the guy who was just kind of keeping them at bay with the Julies. He'd like spooked them enough to keep them trapped in position. And then BSD just picks them off one by one with some really clean shots. What a game coming through from him. 12 and 8. Yotta, Phelps. We saw Phelps in the earlier stages of the first half taking the rounds by storm as well. And BESTIA are going to force buy back now, Trav. Without a bomb plant, lose this. It's 11-4 before they get to reinvest, and that could be game over.
I know you hate force buys like this, right? But you know what? It could work out. Oh, Phelps would have loved a big boy spray down there, but only gets one. BSC not being checked, not being cleared. Could be more than one, but only one. Buddha was there on a big swing quick enough. Smoke has failed towards CT, as you can see, and it's a good catch from Jota. Bomb is down over toward A, though. At least able to bring it back into a 2v2. They have some utility available here. They've got a smoke, they've got a flash, and they've got to get through the clouds of this retake. Flash is a bit awkward again. Lots of misplaced utility in this round between both teams. Can they force the issue to get back into it? Buddha playing big box, waiting for the drop down. It's the easiest of kills. Now Jota has to clutch without a kit. Time is being wasted. He has to fall away, and that is the only thing you can do. Okay, lifeline. The first lifeline in a while for BESTIA.
Problem is, like, the lifeline doesn't get you back to the land, right? Like, you've still kind of, your boat's capsized. You've just been thrown that what's it called? Not like a buoy, like you say,
Life preserver?
Basically, you know, one of those, like a life jacket, I guess, or whatever.
Yes.
But you're still floating off in the ocean. You know, now you got to find a way to get some momentum and try and get yourself back to land, because they're still out at sea as things stand. 9-5. Anti-force buy to follow. That's a nade that I thought would have done a bit more damage than it actually does. Thomason going all the way forward through the smoke into red room already. BSD should be the one to pay the price with his life. And SHZ, he can't trade. Yotta should, but there's a lot more where that has to come from.
Yeah, and he's all alone. And the 4 players on BESTIA are charging elsewhere. All through Shelf, all through mid, all through Donut.
Hang on.
Good rotation.
Pretty quick flank here as well.
Possibly, but I think there'll be a player watching Donut pretty sharpishly. Bomb plant not denied. Nekiz gets 2 from that. Disgusting. Timo has a mouse wheel jump in shock at Phelps being there so quickly. Thankfully, even despite that from Nekiz, they're going to be okay. Timo will hold on. 2 kills. Jota, again, no chance. 20 and 8 he is in this game, by the way. He's silently made his way up to an incredible KD. So much work that he's done, but unable to win those final 2 clutches in the last 2 rounds. And now we have a conversation. 9-6 will turn into 9-7 in about a minute's time.
Yeah, and then finally it feels like the game is opened up once again, and BESTIA have gotten themselves back into the contest because they've been in a really rough position throughout, well, the entirety of Overpass and most of Ancient as well. But showing some good signs of life here. What an important force buy win that was from them. It's kept them alive, you know. Winning that force buy has actually kept them alive.
Maybe that was the life preserver ring that they
Yeah.
needed.
Feels like it.
Used to be a game I played when I was young where you had to like shoot the life preserver rings out into sea to like catch people pretty much and save them. And I can't remember what mini game that was on, because it was a mini game part of another game.
Okay.
I just can't remember what it was part.
Have you ever eaten Lifesavers, the sweets?
What do they taste like again? That might jog
They're like
my
a bit of
memory.
a hard candy, and they've got like rainbow flavors, basically.
Okay, I don't think I have then.
Standard sweet flavors. They're really delicious, but they became like very expensive all of a sudden. I don't know why, but always enjoyed them.
Some of the classic sweets, I think. Well, you say become very expensive. I think most things have become more expensive in life, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is true, Trav. The older you get, taxes, inflation, petrol, insurance.
We're talking about
Rent,
getting old and
food.
paying for rent and food at 1 a.m. and what is it, near 3 a.m. your time.
Yeah.
This is a true late night 2 a.m. conversation you'd have with your best friend.
Yeah, true, right? The struggles.
The struggles
either
of
way.
life.
Either way, Bestia fighting back from their struggles. It was looking pretty bleak for them at one point. What, 9-4 on at the most one-sided? They've won a couple back since then. A bit of a streak brewing now for Bestia as we head into another gun round. In fact, the first full gun round of the second half.
Rushing toward A. Quick contact play, and it's the right play to make. BSD, is he lurking in a good timing? He is. Good catch on Buddha, but SHZ has gone down. That's a big catch. Rotations are locked behind utility. One will be planted, somewhat in default. And of course, default was very much in the open. And another bout of utility, another smoke available. Is their last one? But can Gaimin Gladiators afford to wait it out? They've got no kit with the 4 players remaining. There's one they've lost already. Hassan's got a similar position once again. They're all going down one by one, bit by bit. Okay. A retake that probably shouldn't have been attempted, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. Even though the A bomb site is so retakeable. With no kit, it didn't seem possible. And what's Jota up to here?
Bro thinks he's one of them. Just wants to hang with the crew. He wants to be on the winning side here. He wants to leave it as late as possible to actually execute Timo. To not leave there any time to actually then
fair enough.
go down afterwards. Might still be. No, knocks it down as well. But a very impressive round coming through from Bestia as they look to play on the front foot. That's a sign of confidence that they are looking to try and play active and take the initiative here on this T side as they draw within one. There was a window of opportunity for Phelps where if he was a bit more confident, it would have been very ballsy and brazen, but there was a moment where if he had gone through that donut smoke, he would have caught everybody in the A site with their backs turned and may have been able to find a necessary multi. Outside of that, though, I don't think there was any chance for Gaimin Gladiators.
Yeah, Jota's in the form of the series so far. We haven't seen any individual performance, but for maybe Buddha on map 1. But it was like a slow surge toward the end of the game for him. Jota's kind of been consistent throughout so far, 22 and 9.
Yeah, sure.
He's going to do it again here.
Fallen off though, Trav. Wasn't he at like 10 kills in the first 6 rounds or something like that?
I think so. Well, there's another one to add to the tally.
Yeah. Gonna have to be more where that came from. Just the half investment here for Gaimin Gladiators. Chance for Bestia to get the lead.
Timo will get BSD.
And it's all
Blue
a
screen
ruse.
of death. I wonder if that's why he named himself that. Who knows? Oh, clean. Okay, Timo. Didn't need to do him like that.
Red screen of death there for SHZ, that's for sure.
BSD's name is Lucas Luan, which has no resemblance to BSD at all. I think he's named himself after a blue screen of death, dude. I'm convinced.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Trav. I think that might be the 1 a.m. talking, to be honest with you.
No, you're probably right. Whatever.
I wonder what Phelps is an acronym for.
Great question, dude.
One day we'll have to ask him. Thomason, that's the one that's always stumped me that I haven't been able to figure it out yet.
I know, like, his name's Thomas Corner. Why is he calling himself Thomasine? That's so
weird.
confusing.
I know. Petition for a name change. Either way, here we go, back into the action. A very important round in the grand scheme of things. Bestia mounted the comeback all the way back to a level playing field. Gaimin Gladiators still in a good position, despite the fact they've lost 5 rounds in a row because of how well they did in the first half. However, it's been a bit of a hot streak for Bestia, so pressure back on Gaimin Gladiators. A lot more money for the T side as well. Just going to have a look at the stats here, but I actually have a sneaky suspicion that Bestia have got favorable stats on the T side of this map over the CT side. And that's not correct. Okay, 62% on the CT, 51, excuse me, on the T side. So having to do it on their slightly less favored half right now. It's working out for them as of now, though.
Big round. Big round. Buy for Gaimin Gladiators. Only Phelps has residual cash. Bestia built up a good amount now for a couple of buys in a row. Need to break the smoke for Phelps. There are 2 players holding toward red. BSD gets the first, and now they're answering back finally. Thomason and Timo will not be able to get into a donut. SHZ has held on, and a good re-smoke, and neither able to take him out of the round. Holds on toward Buddha 2, almost somehow finding Cassin as what would have been a crazy extra to that hold. But not on this occasion. Not because he's picked up the AWP, but he's picked up the bomb too. Molly for Brokey, now in a 1v3. But I think Gaimin Gladiators are playing this one a little bit safer, knowing that there's no chance we're giving him 1v1s. They've got a big lurk coming back through main from Jota, and there's the frag. So they deal with that one a bit more calmly and hold on brilliantly toward Donut.
Absolutely, that's the difference, right? Is that this time they don't have to actually try and fight on the bomb site itself or attempt the retake. They've been able to fight further on the front lines and find a lot better success in those duels. As they go ahead once again, they break that streak of 5 and regain the lead. Game on a knife's edge.
I wouldn't have it any other way. For what's on the line, a meeting with 9Z tomorrow. We really want that that Bestia 9Z matchup with the spice that could go with it, but right now, it's anyone's. It's Gaimin Gladiators with the edge.
More than just an edge if they can win this round because of what the money would look like for Bestia. Oh my goodness, Timo down to a single point of health, 1 hit point to his name. But he's still alive and kicking.
How's he got away with that? There we go.
Much longer, yeah.
Cassin gets one onto SHZ though. That's a real big kill back. But shot taken, that puts BSD on the line. But he will get off of it to Molly the Cubby. Make sure no one's playing from that position. Buddha now playing around that, having to take point for his team. Cassin hits another. Great headshot from Buddha. Phelps gets 1, but the bomb is not going to be reached at all. BSC has to try and get out somehow, and that looks pretty difficult. Oh, good strafe. He's able to get out of there, and he's going to be able to keep that up as well with 66 HP intact, only taking 6 HP to that bomb blast. Bestia continue to battle. That was a great hold.
Now we enter territory, though, where neither team's going to have residual money, and we're going into the business end of the map. So this is where it gets really concerning if you lose a round. This is where losing a round is incredibly costly.
Yes, sir.
Great work indeed there from Bestia on the entry. I mean, getting the bomb down with all 5 players alive always going to give you a very good chance of winning the round, especially on B. Just lock Gaimin Gladiators out. And they're going to run it back turbo as quick as possible.
Oh my goodness. Well, a time to do it. Nekis will hold on well, but a slight awkward timing for the push toward the right. And look at the swarm. Look at the swarm of Gaimin Gladiators players. They are all over BESTIA as soon as they realise they're making the same play again. And it's a kill apiece for SHZ and Phelps, 2 for Nekis. Great hold. A couple of these players, right, have had slow games, Matt, and SHZ and Nekis are showing up with critical impact kills at this late stage.
Yeah, brilliant, honestly. Brilliant work coming through there to actually have gotten that kill initially and then all the rotations flooded immediately afterwards. And now BESTIA have decided to roll the dice and go all in here. Oh, I was wondering if they'd eco try play for overtime or go all in here to deny Gaimin Gladiators from getting up some map and series points. And it's going to be the latter. All their eggs in one basket. And they're going to hope that it's woven to perfection.
Yeah, this is what the game has come down to now for them. The dream of playing an S-tier LAN for the first time could be about to slip away. SHZ holds on for Timo. It's a great trade, like you say, but Phelps clean again. Showing up when necessary. The most experienced, tenured player. Looking to do more. Going through the smoke to drop Voodoo is nutty. Thomason will get one moment. It's a great trade on toward Phelps too. Eventually they clear him out. Back into a 2v2. But the main man's here. 25 and 12. Jota pushing forward. Cassin. All the timing is awkward. They're not looking toward the left. They might be backing away in time. And he doesn't check. The bottom of middle. That's crazy. He thought they'd backed up towards shelf.
And now, Cassin just immediately accelerates in towards the B bomb site while Thomason takes the bomb A. He's going to drop the smoke there, which will draw the rotation out of BSD, taking the attention away from the A site. Brilliantly played by Thomason and Cassin as they look to save the day. Maybe you could argue Phelps trying to do a bit too much in the round with the two-man setup in Jag. He tries to push through the smoke. Nekis dies. Phelps dies straight afterwards. Jota wants to make the play, but he goes down as well. It all unravels for Gaimin Gladiators. As the score will reach 11-all, and we will require all 24 rounds of reg here on Ancient.
I really appreciate the clarity of thought there from BESTIA. You touched on it. Like, in that situation, sometimes you can get a bit of head loss and think, okay, we'll run together and we'll trade, all good. But no, they had util, they were somewhat split up already, and then as soon as they realised what that kill on Jota meant, one player throws in the util toward B, like you say. One player rotates over. They know they've got space, they know they've got time. They use both calmly and effectively.
It certainly has been a hallmark of this team's success, I'd say, over the past years. Just been how they've had their composure and been able to keep their nerve in those really tense moments, keep that calmness about their game. Now they're in a position, Trav, they win this round, they go up 12-11, not much money for Gaimin Gladiators. If BESTIA loses, not much money for them either. More likely this ends 13-11 than it does slip into overtime.
You might need another cup of tea at that rate. Clearly you've got tea on the mind.
Evidently, man. Good old cup of rooibos. Do you guys have like something called Red Bush tea in the UK?
I've definitely heard of it, but that sounds very South African to me.
Yeah, so we call it rooibos. Roy obviously means red in Afrikaans. It's a very popular tea. Nice, smooth cup of tea. Highly recommend. Either way, here we go. Round 23, arguably more important than round 24.
Oh, for sure. Who's going to get the relaxation, the at least brief wave of relief of reaching match point? It's not map point anymore, it's match point. 9Z waiting in the BO5 final tomorrow, watching very, very closely. This one will be a slow build, it feels. I think BESTIA have realised, I mean, they both have realised, it's very clear the way they've set up early in this round. No one wants to be the guy to die first and put your team at a disadvantage.
Absolutely. Pressure is on. Big time. As we breach that minute mark. No scuffles yet, nothing notable at least. Gaimin Gladiators playing pretty far back, quite a contrast from what we saw at BESTIA, who were looking to fight middle more often than not.
Oh. It just feels so on a knife edge. Nekiz knows what's coming, but swings a little bit wildly into cave. That'll probably be the sign to go, but Jota could hold on. Jota could very well hold on, but it's only a hold on for one. Phelps gets his one, but immediately traded. 3v2.
Not a save.
They do have some residual cash on BSD and Jota, but I do agree with you. You probably should be keeping this up. This is imperative into round 24, but we are giving it a look. Of course, we'll have a look, as they all say. But there's the kill. That should be it. And they do both go down. That is a problem. Look at the money on Gaming Gladiators. It's going to be a mishmash of a buy. Bestia again, just like Dust2, have somehow grabbed match point first.
Are they actually going to rob them at the death here again? That would be a disaster for Gaimin Gladiators and a hell of a heist there for Bestia as well if they could make it happen on 2 of the 3 maps. The 2 maps they win, they won't care how they get to that grand final. All they want is to book that date with 9Z in the grand final tomorrow for a spot at Pro League up for grabs. At least BSD still gets his AWP here, even though he did attempt the retake and he lost it in the process. It doesn't cost him the sniper here in the final round of regulation.
Oh my. Jota's had an incredible game, going 26 and 14. I'm wondering if that move down middle, in not the last round, but the round before, where he gets caught with both Bestia players falling back till the bottom of mid, I'm wondering if that was a step that was unnecessary and he's going to be thinking about for a while if they go on to lose this game.
I'm trying to think what the state of the round was. When he was alive, it was a 2v2, I think, actually.
Yes, it was.
And it turned into the 1v2 after he tried to make the play and overcooked. You're right. Yeah, I'm with you. Certainly could have been one of the moments you can look to highlight and say that was costly.
Maybe looking to do too much when he's been the main man of the game.
Can happen, right?
They're still in it. They are still in it. But look at Bestia. They're all grouped up on shelf. Smoke is not good. And it will give BSD free reign. And he gets away. That's big. Only a FAMAS of SHZ over toward that A-bomb site right now. But the rotation is going to be in from BSD. He will maneuver to the right position. And Bestia, I think, are feeling the nerves here. They don't know. They don't have much information at all. They go anywhere near in toward cave. It's the perfect setup. Oh, this is going to be horrible. What a blender they're about to go into. Oh, dearie me. Looks like we have extra rounds to come on Ancient. But hang on. You never know. You never know. Thomasine finds one. Bomb being plotted very much in the open. Body blocking coming in, crossing the angle. Jesus, as you say, that's crazy. But we do have an after plant on A from nowhere, but now it's only an after plant with one player. It's the one player you'd want. It is Thomasine, but this is too much for him, you would think. Nekiz have jiggled him out. They realise where he's coming from. This is not possible, and there we go. The hold on is there, and it feels right. We have overtime on map 3.
Well, how costly is that smoking towards Red Room? Because that's what allows for BSD to kind of open up the round and get a kill, set things in motion. And it just kind of crumbles from there for Bestia. Overtime required, which feels fitting on the map, considering what a close contest we've had so far. Oh, and by the way, I think it was Nocte who threw that smoke that missed that cost him his life, so you can't even blame anybody.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, the Red Room smoke is a massive miss. That is what the pressure does to you in round 24 in these moments. You know, as you like to say, slate wiped clean. Now it's anyone's match, anyone's guess as to who takes this. How do you reset? If you're Bestia, how do you innovate on T side? After playing so many rounds on T side, get to
just go back
to OT.
The approach. I think you got to realize, okay, we tried to do a bit too much there with the misdirection we were trying to add into the mix. Wasn't entirely necessary. The simple approach was working the best, and it looks like that's what they're going to revert back to here in the first round of overtime.
Yeah, I think that's the right call, and maybe that is what they're going to do right here. Clean entry from Timo. Nekiz, the right-click flash has hit the wall and has blinded him up entirely. Molotov will keep them at bay. At the end, it burns him out of the round. Again, messy utility, lazy utility is going to cost Gaming Gladiators here, and Bestia will be saying to themselves, why on earth didn't we do that in the previous round?
Yeah, they're going to get themselves to 13, but not when it matters the most.
really a crazy call either. You're absolutely spot on. You said they should simplify. They pretty much did. Just a clean entry on BSC over toward B, and they said that was the go button. Good exit kills, to be fair here. I mean, it shouldn't matter in overtime, but actually going to kill everyone.
Yeah, I guess on the T side in particular, it's not as punishing as they get the round on the board. That'll be their main focus. A lead for Bestia, a narrow lead. Chance for Gaimin Gladiators to hold on. Oh, it was looking so good for them. At one point, they were up 9-4 against the Force by what could have been, had they won against the Force, they probably would have won the map at a canter.
Oh, Phelps. Cassin, how are you alive, my friend? Timo isn't. He's down to BSD already, and a bit more pressure on toward lane has already yielded a big result. A kill, and pretty much a kill and a half.
Oh my, okay. Well, there's a good couple of kills now opening up. As you say, kill and a half to open. Another one added into the mix by Timo. Cassin is still low. This is looking very good for Gaimin Gladiators. Just level things up off the rip.
So much spam from Jota, from Neckers as well, and Noxie's like, bro, you're gonna hit me from sight and from Jaguar? Come on, guys.
Get real.
Get real. Post a gif with a funny cat doing spins on the spot or something.
Take it from Trav. He is the social media goat. Surely no way back in the 5v3, especially with two of the three being as low as they are. Not even making half health between them. And that B bomb site heavily fortified right now as well. Thomason will get one back, but there's still two players.
I'm not willing to rule anything out.
I think you can.
Smoke is up. Cassin's got the line towards CT. BSD could give that to him. Bomb plant actually will come through, and Thomason's found one more. I don't rule anything out. SHZ, though, now he's in a great position. They're going to swarm together. There we go. That's more like it. It got worrying, but they pushed at a time where they couldn't set up in more favourable after plant positions. Nox has gone all the way around, but he's going to be cleared. Good catch from Phelps. We are equal at 13-13. We go on.
Yes, we do, for a little bit longer. And maybe even some more after that as well.
Just had my first yawn.
Welcome to the club. It is fitting, though, that we get overtime. I mean, it's such an important series for both of these teams with so much being on the line. A spot in the finals of the regional finals. Map 3, overtime, as close as it could possibly get. And also, we were deprived of our first semi-final. Shout out MIBR.
True.
So this one's kind of making up for it.
It is. It is. That is why 9-0 already in that grand final tomorrow. From that forfeit win. Smoke coming through, and Timo doesn't expect him to be swinging on that angle, but a great kill back. Jota able to find Thomason on the trade. Honours even in toward the lane fight.
3v3 as a result. Plenty time left on the clock here for Bestia to work with as well as BSD goes searching. We haven't seen a huge amount of this from him. Generally been a pretty reserved AWPer, but it will net him a kill. Gets the man advantage and then locks that in. Good decision making.
They're still going to push in though. This could be a 2-1 for Gaimin Gladiators in overtime. And Jota's doing the right thing. Didn't peek until it was absolutely necessary. I don't think they even know he's still here because BSD has taken the attention away very well. Bosh! 14 confirmed. 2-1 in the first half of overtime. Again, Bestia playing catch-up again.
Yeah, and the CT side was actually where they had struggled the most. The fact that Gaimin Gladiators get 2 rounds here out of 3 is a very good return for them, because remember, both teams got, what, 4 rounds in regulation on their CT side? So, gives Gaimin Gladiators a very good chance. Just got to remember what was working so well for them on their T side. Here we go. Second half OT1 underway. Gaimin Gladiators win this. They get 2 map and series points, and BSD with the AWP. It looks like he's found a second wind here with how much he's looking to try and take initiative. Oh my goodness, narrowly misses out. They don't know Buddha's in the corner though. He could be the unexpected player who maybe catches him off guard.
Smoke does come through. I'm not sure if they saw the trajectory of it though. That's the question. This double cave setup has already worked to get them into overtime, like we've said. But now it's BESTIA pulling it out. Trying to do what Gaimin Gladiators did against them. Oh, that's tight for Phelps. Trying to tap down one in the middle again. Damage exchange. And he's not shying away as Phelps, but there's an AWP being baited in. Cassin is ready. And now the result is a push toward A. 4 through long, and the rotations here are pretty good. Noxie, you shouldn't be swinging until it's absolutely necessary. Nades coming through. The swing should probably be now. He gets a 1-for-1, but Timo did get found. Cassin still holding on. Thomasin still just about holding on. More nade damage to both as they try and creep their way in. Not feeling too confident, but they go for a double swing. That's how it should be done. That's more like it. Good teamwork. And then we're back even again. These two teams will not be separated.
Yeah, I think one of the good signs here for BESTIA is that Thomasin has gotten better as the map's gone on. So even though they had a tough time in the first half on their CT side, I think there's going to be a big improvement now with Thomasin online. He's the donut player. He's a really integral part of their defense. The A site was hemorrhaging in the first half as well. It's not going to be the same here in overtime, as displayed in that first round in the second half of overtime. 14 all. Oh, Gaimin Gladiators. This would be such a brutal way to suffer the loss here with how close they've been. Could say the exact same thing for BESTIA though.
Man, oh man. We've been here once or twice before in this series. We've had 2 11-alls. We've had now 14-14 as well. On an absolute knife edge throughout. And crazy considering how easy the win was for BESTIA last time around as well.
Yeah, and it's one of those like Japanese sushi knives. Those like really, really sharp knives.
Yeah, they could just like shear through paper without you having to touch it.
All right. Gaimin Gladiators taking their time here. Does look like they're going to try and finish over towards this B bomb site. Currently 2 players reside. Thomasin gravitates away, but not too far away. What's the util look like for the T side? Just a single smoke here. So it's probably going to be the short smoke, flash long, maybe an incendiary in towards long as well.
Oh my goodness.
Thomasin's
3
back.
players here. Yeah, he's back and he's ready to go. Oh, the holes. The hole is brilliant. I think he's got 2 kills from that one. We're a bit laggy on our feet, unfortunately, but we can see what's going on now. We can see Timo's got 2. They're holding on fine, and there's going to be no way in. Unfortunate timing for the slight lag on the feed, but you can see what's happened. It's going to be BESTIA on 15.
Well, I could count the frames with my eyes, but that is indeed BESTIA getting themselves up to map and series points in emphatic fashion. Brilliant defense on that B bomb site. And that's going to give them such a good boost of confidence. They had 1 chance on their T side. They weren't able to finish it off. Now they've got another shot on their CT side. This is their favored side of the map, generally speaking, as well. They spot a 62% win rate on the CT side of Ancient. And we're seeing that come to fruition here in overtime.
Goodness gracious. Are they really going to drag this one through? They might, you know. Double red room for Noxie and Thomasin. Phelps gets taken down straight away.
Not like this. Noxie like this. Hiding in the corner. Smoke fading. Not expected. Nickies doesn't clear. Noxie executes trade. Comes through though. Still a chance.
Cassin's in position, but it's a good incendiary. That'll keep them at bay, and that's the flank. Buddha's there ready as well. Somehow gets the one when SHZ was in toward that lane position. Now he's been tagged up. 24 HP. Cassin, though, pushed out of the round. Caught between two angles. Oh my goodness, it's happened again. 15-14 to save the game and save their Pro League chances. SHZ and Jota against Timo and Thomasine. Probably the two players you'd want in this position, I would say. With AKs available, kits available too, but it's an insane headshot from SHZ. What about that on low HP? Great flash to push Thomasine away. He pinks on the timing as soon as utility is drawn, and we are not done. I don't know how we're not done, but that's a fact.
Well, the answer, for the most part, is Jota and then some SHZ as well, because Jota's the one who's lurked into that B bomb site. He's the one who's given his team the opportunity to then rotate back into that vacant site. Cassin never expects him there. Cassin still lands the tag, though, on SHZ, but it wasn't enough to get the frag. And they'll hold on in the post plant to run it back one more time. Frustrating Bestia now in 2 map and series points.
Bro. Bestia will be
fuming.
Screaming.
Yeah. It was a 5v4 and then a 4v3 as well.
And Cassin will be so... I think especially him will be giga tilt because of how he got caught the way he did. He felt like he was in full control of that situation. And then suddenly is confused about where to look, gets caught from the push toward B, the fast push toward B. And now all of a sudden, Gaimin Gladiators have another opening pick in the following round of overtime. No chance to breathe. No reprieve.
Yeah, BSD able to find that opening kill. And look at the defense. There's nobody on A. Cassin realizes that, going to try and gravitate across in time. But Gaimin Gladiators just pump the brakes. Very passive across the board right now. Waiting to see if the CTs are going to make a move that they can try and punish.
And that's going to happen. Buddha does go looking. They've played this game before, Gaimin Gladiators, and they know exactly what is the usual move for a CT side, and there's the trade. That is the necessary trade. Now, I think they should be aware now of where these final 2 CTs are. I think SHZ should have seen both of them. The rotation, again, is very quick. Bestia are actually ahead of this smoke here with both Timo and Thomasine. They could take the bomb back still. Nekis is still holding on brilliantly, though, to be fair to him. And does hit one more bullet on Thomasine. Now they know, and they are already on the track toward A. But guess what? So is Mr. Thomasine. How does he manage to catch them off guard, though? They don't expect him to be here so quickly. They could be knife out on the run, but they're not. It's all good. BSD gets the kill. And the surprise, maybe of him already being there, is the relief for BSD. Getting Gladiators back into the lead somehow.
And that'll be a big point of confidence for them because of how much they've been able to frustrate Bestia here up against the map and series points. With them now getting the lead, you'd imagine that they're the more motivated team, that they're the team who are probably feeling better out of the two of them. Double AWP on the T side. Phelps has picked up a second, and it's not going to last very long. Looking to try and find an opening kill towards middle will cost him his life. Don't know about that, Phelps. Guess just trying something different yet, 30 rounds into the game.
I mean, I've seen many a team, especially in EUCS, Nuclear Tigers, do wild things on this map when it gets late into a game to try and change it up. Absolute madness. That was tame by their standards. Noxie's still here, though. Molotov's not spreading. Is he going to swing on a timing to catch them off guard? He is, you know, and it works to perfection. Oh, my word. They're going to be baffled how that Molotov has not spread. They all collapse on them over toward lane. Cassin and Thomasine step up as well. And again, we're even. We haven't had... Like, we've had 2-1s, we've had 1-2s. We haven't had a 2-round gap, have we, in overtime?
No, we haven't. No, we have not. It's been as close as you can imagine so far, and that will continue to be the case here again. Who's going to get themselves a little bit of a lead? I like the way that Bestia actually do kind of take the fight to Gaimin Gladiators in the middle of the round, because the T-side were giving... Oh, Okay, not going to be live here. We've seen a lot of space being given up in a bunch of these rounds, and BESTIA just aggress in the mid round, and that catches Gaimin Gladiators completely off guard. That initiative being taken. It's very cool to see that even when they are in this position where the game is in a challenging spot, you know, third map, double OT, very often you can just become overly conservative because you don't want to make mistakes that could give up rounds. So it's good to see that they still have the confidence to go for that mid-round aggression.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I will say, for the sake of other people in production, shout out production, who are also going late tonight to help us finish this series alongside us. There's no North America tonight. So the grand final in North America has already been played the other night. So
what you're saying is we've got no time limits here and we can just go on forever.
Well, I mean, production's even joking to us right now that tech pause could take forever because we don't have a backup of the round. It's fine, man. Come on. Don't troll us like that.
Bring us an update while you're at it. Come on, man. That's entry level. Yeah, give us an update. Let's really shake things up.
Yeah, drop a second
go.
CS update that's like 3 gig.
Might tap out, Trav. Just bring in like Vincent and JLT at that point or something.
Just call them off the sofa.
Mate, I need you to finish off a 3-map OT. Just do me a favor. Take over for 10 minutes. Anyway, here we go. Casson got a job to do over towards the safe bomb site. AWP in position. Flash will force him back in. He re-peaks and he does actually get a kill. Not a bad return.
It's not a bad return, but they should be overwhelming Thomason now. The flashes are way too good. How is he alive? And how is he somewhat healthy? He's going in for more with the Buddha flash. Impossible. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. How has that happened?
I did say it earlier.
Say it again, then.
It's just saying Thomason has found his form in towards donut. It looks a lot better for BESTIA. We see it in that round there.
Oh, yeah, the flash from Buddha is a lifesaver. Don't get me wrong, he should have been dead.
True.
3 times over, probably, but the fact he knew he had the comfort of being able to force his way forward, knowing that Buddha was there to help, and CT rotators coming in very quickly. I mean, they swabbed that instantly, did BESTIA. So now they have a 2-1. They have a T-side lead. Can they grind this out? The magic number is 19. If we go 18-18, we go again.
It's been very difficult to split and separate these two teams so far, so wouldn't at all be surprised to see this go to a third set of overtime. BESTIA look to take some shape. Bomb left in the back lines while they look to try and get control in middle. And faking the A split here, trying to take as much attention towards Red Room and Donut as possible and then finish off on B. And for the moment, it's certainly worked the way it's been designed.
Yeah, it's
But they've got to get a move on. Like, they've created this opportunity, they've created this window, but they're not making the move, and Casson will find the kill on Phelps.
Phelps will be so annoyed by that. Just takes out his knife when he goes into the cubby, but sees an enemy on shelf. That's a smoke that's in the middle of no man's land again. Another cloud hanging over the heads of Gaming Gladiators. Swing from Jota, though, is very good. Again, a kill to add to his tally. Been a little bit quiet in overtime, but overall, still 31 kills on the board, doing incredible work, and Nekis holds on. Even though Timo swings at a good angle, Cassin, good trade, recovers it into a 3v3. 20 seconds, and the bomb is in mid. You don't plot the bomb in mid, boys. They're going to have to go B. And it's, at the moment, going to be the right call. They're isolating the one player. However, even though he is the one player, he may as well be multiple, because it's Jota. He gets 2. It's a brilliant hold. Once again, Jota is the main man. Quad kill, triple in the round, quad overall in the round, I should say. My God, that is clean.
Yeah, brilliant work there from Jota. Such a good individual moment from him. Again, he hasn't tapered off at all here throughout the entirety of Ancient from start up until where we currently find ourselves. He has been phenomenal.
Oh, BESTIA are going to be thinking, what do we have to do? to get past this guy.
Yeah,
It felt so comfortable there, for sure. I know, can we at this point? Yeah. I got so excited, I forgot how many kills Jota got in the round.
I think 4.
I know, just my play-by-play being a bit goofy at 1:30 AM in the morning.
Look at this shot from BESTIA again, going to try and go in towards this B bomb site, this time without as much fluff as they had in the previous round.
Oh, they're going to burst through this maybe? No, I was going to say there'd be a weird timing to do it, and Mr. Jota's here again. Right. Again, we're here. 2 times 11 all in this series, and now in this map a 14 all and a 17 all. Oh, Timo, we're body blocking in the smoke. He realizes straight away, and that's the raid boss down. Buddha will take Phelps as well. We do have a player in the smoke behind them, though. Do they know? I think they do know, and Noxy waits for it. Patience working out. And SHZ, can he deny the plant here? He's very close, but the Molotov comes in the nick of time. The nade might remove Noxy from the round, but in the end, Cassin will actually bail him out, and he holds the line for the final kill as well. It's BESTIA who have a match point again.
Oh, brilliant work there to hold on. I mean, the fact that Timo realizes he's stuck on Jota in the smoke because the gun model stops moving, it stops bobbing as he's going through, gives him that info, just puts a bullet through the smoke, gets a kill. There was still an extra man they had to worry about in that smoke, though, and Noxe had that under control. Necky's having a tough time here on the server, as is SHZ, I'm afraid. 18-17. So BESTIA had 12-11 map and series point. They had 15-14 map and series point. They've now got 18-17 map and series point. Their third one. They're second on the T side. Can they finish off the job here and now? Or do we go into OT3?
Oh, imagine. It feels like it's almost destiny to go again. Oh, they're turning up the pace, BESTIA. They want this one done. They want it done now. Again, Jota playing in the smoke. Again, trying to make madness happen at the 11th hour. But he's whiffed his entire lines. No bullets in the M4. Still gets one with the USP in crazy fashion. And somehow, Phelps and BSD are holding on. Mad, mad, mad. 2v4. Buddha is forced to swing on low HP, but Cassin has found a kill back. Loads of utility coming in toward the site to try and deny a plant. And for some crazy reason, we've got a standoff. Well, felt like it wasn't going to be possible. Now it's all Cassin. He's in the middle of no man's land. And Matt, stay awake, my friend. It's 18 all.
I got nowhere to be. See what a competitive series we've got between these two teams. Fighting tooth and nail right now, giving it everything that they've got. Cannot split these teams. Again, it's Jota. I know this time he only gets a single kill, but it's how long he stays alive. That's the key here. Look at how much attention he takes. Keep your eye on BSD, number 9. Look at how he's able to then come through. And so does Neckers. Because of how long Jota had stayed alive for, those rotations were perfect.
And it looks like it's like a throw, what he's doing, right? He's missed his entire M4A4 clip of 30 bullets, and he's only got 1 kill with the USP. But as you've described well, it just aids so much else for the CT rotators. My word. What a game. Won't be forgetting this one in a hurry, I don't think.
Certainly not. What a way to go into our grand final tomorrow as well. Again, they breach in towards the speed bomb site. This time they are able to cut Jota down. Phelps, the next man up to bat, but he's only good for a kill trade. Successful so far for BESTIA. Bomb scooped up, plant secured. It's going to have to be a retake.
Another one. Add it to the list. They do have... Oh my goodness, how has he not died to that? Cassin stuck on default, not punished. Even though utility has now forced him out. He does go for another swing. What a maniac. How does he manage that? How's he
He's looking like a live wire in overtime, man. Sparking around right now.
BSD, nothing to do. Unfortunately, we're saving an overtime. Broken heart emoji, but it's fine. It's whatever.
As an AWPer, it's probably the one place that you can kind of forgive it, especially on the CT side.
Yeah, valid.
When do BESTIA break though, Trav? That's what I'm wondering. Like, you posed the question to me, was it coming into the second half? How much do they have left in the tank off the back of our little break? I mean, how much do they have left now? 3 map and series points been denied at every turn. And they have to just then run it back. And it seems like they're still in it.
Man, oh man. And we might be just rolling it back with contact plays here. That's what BESTIA are kind of resorting to, because it started to work for them a little bit more. Timo trades BSD out of the round. We've got 2 CTs stuck in cave. And Cassin still looking to push forward. Damage from Buddha. Molotov does remove him in the end. Phelps will drop. And a 3v4 on the retake. Sure, doable now. Nekis has found that kill, but Buddha is going to be the one to hold on. How is he doing it all by himself? That's just collapsed in half a second. What?
I mean, Nekis has had such a quiet map so far, but cometh his opportunity. He's able to take full advantage. A brilliant triple kill. Sets the retake on fire. Gets all his kills in quick succession as well. BESTIA have just disappeared in that round, and I guess it's Nekis with the magic trick.
I don't even understand the positioning for Gaming Gladiators, or for BESTIA, sorry, that allowed Gaming Gladiators to actually take advantage of that so easily. I mean, they did just, as soon as the first domino fell, every position felt exposed, which I think was the main problem.
At this point, I'm convinced some sort of a spell has been cast, that this is just going to be the never-ending game. It's not only because we're in triple OT, but even just with how back and forth the nature of overtime has been, with neither team having more than a 2-round lead.
Damn. I'm glad I brushed my teeth earlier. Now I can just go straight to bed when this is done.
I guess I'll have to brush mine again after all these cups of tea. Oh, that's brave. Very good flash. That flash blinds up both the AWPer and the player in the corner. A supreme flash that gets Buddha that frag for free to bring it back into an even numbers game.
Things getting even more crazy. Even more wild. Neither will go away. Neither. Or say die. Noxie could go down here. SH said is in a good pushed up angle, and it's a free headshot body shot kill. Thomason is lurked through red room though, and he's got a really good timing. He's going to get perfect flank on Jota, and he knows BSD's coming. Oh, don't swing it now. Never mind, do swing it now. Never mind, don't swing it now. It's a no-scope win. They're not expecting Phelps on the rotation. Oh my god. Absolute hilarity. 17 seconds to try and get a plant now for Buddha. He's discombobulated. He doesn't know what's going on, where everyone is. He should be caught by SHZ. He will be. Oh my word. How can you even describe that?
Not entirely sure, besides outrageous. Crazy scenes there, Thomason. It felt like he made the right play to actually go for the swing. Just going down to the no-scope is crazy. And then from
because he was going to molly it, wasn't he? He was like betwixt in between.
I don't know why he decided against it, because it's not like it was a completely necessary fight for him to go for there.
It's like the inner part of his brain. It's like the angel on one shoulder, devil on the other. The devil started talking.
Yeah, the devil won.
Devil one is like, swing. Press W. You will headshot him. And yeah, maybe Molly was the angel. And the angel was right.
Well, that means Gaimin Gladiators have been able to get themselves a lead here once again in overtime. Put that pressure back onto BESTIA. If they win this, they then get map and series points, 2 of them. And that was the first time BESTIA strayed away from the B-bomb sites in what feels like a long, long time. Hammering home on B round in and round out, feeding Yotta, who will be feeling supremely confident right now.
Yeah, how many big multi-kills has he had in this game? Round-winning ones. lots of mid-pressure for Bestia. Very aggressive with actually 3 players there for a split second. Actually, tell a lie, it was 4 players for a split second. And I say Zed is creeping through on a timing though. Nox is ready for it. That's a big kill to hold on to. And he's found Jota too. Incredible hold from Noxy in middle. This round's all down to him. Wow.
Yeah, brilliant work, because he's the one who swings mid initially to get that frag on Phelps, and then he just hangs around and he continues to pick up kills thereafter. BSD will find another to bring it down to a 1v2.
No.
No way. How has he swept Timo in that corner and knocked there? As if he hasn't done enough already, now has to win a 1 versus 1.
Oh my god. And he's been in so many clutches in this game as well. BSD's on for the ace.
Running. He's
again running.
No way.
So many times he's played clutches like this. Head's gone. Head loss. And BSC hits their headshots. All 5 in overtime to make it to 21. How has it happened? Bestia are cooked.
Oh, that's incredible. What a round coming through from BSD. They're finding the ace to transcend Noct's efforts and get his team up to map and series point. The first time they would have tasted the sweet nectar of a map and series point here. They've got 2 of them. BSD, what have you just done? What a huge round coming through from him on the AWP. I mean, that kill on Timo in particular was just criminal.
I am shocked. More shocked than I was earlier. And I'm not...
Than Hassan's dog.
I thought we'd gone past that joke now.
I know. Listen, Windows Explorer user over here.
I miss Internet Explorer. Nostalgia. I don't, it's a lie. Look, I am paid to talk about this game, and I'm kind of at a loss for words. My word. BSC, what a man. He's and deserves to be mentioned again as we're deep into this game. The most inexperienced player of probably everyone on the server today. At this, like playing at this level in this sort of a game with this sort of pressure. What a time to show what you're truly made of. Especially as the AWPer. Those 2 quick kills with the AWP, the follow-up with the rifle to win the ace, and get the round over the line.
Holy.
And now it looks like it could be about to end for Bestia. You can just tell with the way they're moving, the way they're positioning themselves, their brain AFK. It's just too much for them to bear. Nox is dead. Cassin's missed his shot in middle. I can't believe what I've just watched. It's Gaimin Gladiators going through to the grand final of ECL Season 50 in South America. They will play 9Z tomorrow for a chance at Pro League.
Completely deserved. That was a war of attrition at the end of Ancients, and it was Gaimin Gladiators who were able to hold on long enough. 3 map and series points go awry for Bestia. 12-11, 15-14, 18-17. They had their 3 chances to try and finish off the job. They weren't able to capitalize on any of